Capri, and welcome to We the GamerCast. It publishes on podcasts and youtube.com/Yumi Capri every single Monday. Patrons get it first, though. They get it way before everybody else. Thank you guys for subscribing and hitting the like button, leaving comments, and telling your mom, and telling your dad, and telling your cousin, and telling your uncle. Talk to your uncle, man. Your uncle, well, who knows? Some uncles, maybe not. I don't know. Thank you guys for being part of the show. I'm so glad that you're here. How was that hey? I need to know. It felt a little bit weird. I actually had to kind of I tapped my vocal cords a little bit in the middle of it, and I think I shifted a little bit. I'm in my own head about the hey, you guys. I'm going to be completely honest with you, but I'm getting a little carried away because if you're new, here's the deal. Every week I have sweet hangs with a stranger or a long friend from the internet. We talk about video games, and if you want to be on the show, it's pretty easy. Just tweet at me at Sean Capri, Sean like Connery, Capri like the pants. You have seen the episode length already. You guys have, you've already looked at it. You're staring at it right now. You might even, maybe didn't notice it, but now that I'm bringing it up, you're going to go, what the heck is he talking about? We're going the distance, and I got to tell you guys, I'm really liking where this is heading. And, it all has to do with when this episode was recorded and when the Andros episode was recorded. It was on a Friday night. It wasn't a school night. It's a weekend. So, I guess we just kind of keep going on this, and I'm kind of liking it, you guys. I don't know. You guys let me know, in the comments below. Leave a comment on youtube.com/Yumi Capri or in the Discord. Free to join Discord. Very cool. Lots of great people in the Yumi Capri Discord, and got a special little place for this show. And I have to say too, over the last couple of weeks, it's been very nice to see this thing come back again. This used to be a hallmark of the show, is when a guest came on, people who were listening to the show would reach out to the guest and say like, hey man, I really liked you on We the GamerCast. And I got to tell you, I know that makes them feel good. So I appreciate you guys doing that. Everybody, some of you are still doing it. I see you. You guys are amazing. And I appreciate you very much. And I also appreciate a whole swack load of people at patreon.com/Yumi Capri. They make this show possible. They make the Xbox Drive possible, the Nintendo Drive, and a whole bunch more. You guys are incredible. And I want to take a quick moment to thank our Capremium producers like Dallas Ford, Lee Navarro. He's the fearless leader of the Phoenix Overdrive Extra Life team. I want you to check the show notes and click the link and join our team at extra-life.org. We're going to raise money for those kids, and it's not too early to get started. I'm telling you guys, we're going to be meeting in Rome, New York later on this year, so click and learn more and talk to me about it. Johnathan Brown, the man behind the music on the Xbox Drive and the Nintendo Drive. You can download his, and you should download his latest album, In My Element, on Spotify and Apple Music. Our platinum producers, none other than Robbie Bobby Miller and Trucker Sloth, and our gold members, Argo, Brendan Myers, Dallas Robbins, Dano, Emily O'Kelly, Foolish Fuji, Jose Jimenez, Mac Time, Marcus O'Neill, Mr. and Mrs. Nasty Boots, RJ Kern, Skinny Matt, Tony Baker, and Xavier Reyes. If you guys want to support this show, I would love it if you went over to patreon.com/Yumi Capri and choose the tier that's right for you. We had Nagachaka join last week, and it's great to have you. You get some really cool content at that $3 plus. There's a whole swack load of stuff like Mr. Badbit and I. He's over at the PlayStation. He's over at the Trophy Room podcast. He talks about PlayStation and stuff over there. I talk about Xbox and Nintendo stuff. So we started a exclusive podcast where we talk about the console wars, and it's a totally silly take on console wars. We think those are dumb, but it's really interesting, I think, when we come together and we have a good time. There's an episode of the Console War Room up as an exclusive content available to patrons at $3 plus, and that's it. That's the Patreon pitch, and I appreciate that you guys are here. I have a couple things that I want to talk to you about. First of all, I'd appreciate it as well if you also go to Apple or Spotify and leave a 5-star review. We are continuing to collect a couple more of those, and it helps more people find the show. And there's this really awesome thing happening in the Discord. It's called the Backtrackers. It's a video game book club where you can join the Yumi and Capri Discord community. You play games together. The next game is called Paradise Killer. It's a detective story told as an open world adventure game. And we'll be meeting to discuss Paradise Killer on April 16th at 11 a.m. It's the coolest thing. You play, it's like a book club. You know the deal. You play a game, and then you meet some people and you talk about it. And Marcus, O'Neill, and Delroy have been leading this on for a little while. And I can't wait, man. I can't wait for that to happen because that's going to be a big week. April's a big month, you guys. I'm so freaking excited. The day before that, April 15th, clear your schedules. It's Good Friday. We are going to be streaming all day at youtube.com/Yumi Capri because it's You, Me, and Capri Day. It's a year since the last Yumi Capri Day, which was last year on April 15th. And just to give you a little bit of a heads up, last year, I'll just say this. I'm not going to tell you what we're going to do, but last year is when we announced a whole bunch of new Patreon stuff. We decided, hey, do you guys want to hear us do a PlayStation Drive? Do you want a Nintendo Drive? And you guys stepped up. So we might be doing something similar this year. We got some big stuff coming and brewing. That we're burning the candle at all ends, the top, the bottom, and the middle of the candle. It's all been burning so that we can be ready for April 15th. I'm freaking excited for you guys. I'm excited for us and the future of all of this content. I can't wait for you guys to find out what we have been up to. Goodness gracious. Court Lalonde is the guest this week, but I'm not going to talk to him just yet because I want to tell you that actually this time next week, as I record this next week, I'm going to be in Nashville, Tennessee. I'm actually going to be in Franklin, Tennessee, celebrating with a whole bunch of friends from all over the world. The 500th episode of Married to the Games. Those guys have been podcasting for, has it been a decade? We might be up to a decade at this point. They're damn near a decade at this point, if not yet. And I've been with them since basically from the beginning. I started listening to Married to the Games at maybe episode 10 or 15 or something like that. I went back. I have listened to every single episode. I have met some of the world's greatest people thanks to that show. I've been inspired to do my own show thanks to that one. I've been with them every step of the way, man. And thankfully, things seem to have opened up enough, and I am able to go down. And for a couple days, I'll be there Friday, Saturday, Sunday, flying home back on Monday, and just go. I'm going to go. It's going to be a hug fest. We're going to listen to a podcast. We're going to go see some people, but we're just hugs, man. It's going to be great. I'm so excited about it. And that's kind of all I wanted to tell you guys. I'm stoked about it. Good things are happening in life, man. There's lots of challenges. There's lots of hard stuff, but that's a celebration, dude. And I can't wait for it. If you guys missed it, one other thing I want to tell you about is if you missed it, Justin Masson was on the Nintendo Drive this week with me. And just him. Kato was out picking potatoes, so we had an extra special episode, a very rare episode where I think that was the very first one where Kato or I was not on the show. So if you missed it, go check it out. Justin Masson, a wonderful friend, longtime podcaster over on the Nintendo Dads, so you should go check him out as well. Now, without further ado, I don't need to make this intro any longer because the conversation itself is going to go places. Court Lalonde is a very good friend of mine. We've touched, we've shaken hands. I think we might have even hugged. We've shared a meal. We broke bread together. Court, a fellow Canadian, and just a wonderful person to talk to and catch up with. And I just love having this podcast as an excuse to carve out time and do it. We recorded this on a Friday night, maybe Saturday night. Anyway, we didn't have school the next day. So we stayed up late and we chatted, and I'm liking this. You guys let me know what you think. You can follow Court Lalonde on Twitter at Court Lalonde. The links are in the show notes. He's on a podcast called on a video, YouTube. Xbox A, like the way the Canadians say. That's how you explain that. Not the letter A. Anyways, here's Court Lalonde. Here's Court Lalonde.
Weeks ago, a friend of the show, of your show and my show, Steve Igvari, put out I feel like I have imposter syndrome, and I feel like I have the same thing.
Yeah. And well, first of all, before we get to you, doesn't it make you mad that Steve has it? Like, Steve, shut up.
Yeah,
you're great.
No, you know what? One thing I'll say about mental health is it never surprises me anymore.
Yeah, good point.
It really doesn't. Like when you see professional, look at Carey Price, substance abuse. Like these people have you think these people have everything, and then that should just make everything go away. Like you and I were texting, and you were like, maybe some retail therapy. Yeah, and, I bought things.
Yeah, man.
It didn't work.
No,
like a little bit. I almost bought a Batmobile. The new one you can get. It's the toy. You can actually press the engine of it, and it makes noises. Like as a kid,
you turned into a child right there. That was so good.
Oh, it's like you just press it. It's just like zoom. I don't know. It's
and there's a button, and when you push it, it goes like vroom.
I was looking at it. I was like, okay. I was like, I joked to my daughter because we were in the hall in the aisle with it. I'm like, so we'll need to get a fog machine if we get this. And she just looks at me like I was just talking in a different planet. And I'm like, no. So I had to explain it to her. And then she looks at me and she goes, we should do that. And I'm like, I know. See, yes. you get what I'm saying. I'm like, you could do like, because if you remember in the Batman, which is honestly as a person who took media English, there's a lot of film homages to it. So like when the car is there, that's Stephen King's. 100%. Like that's exactly, it's the car. And when you see it light up and the car becomes its own thing and it becomes the evil monster, right, coming out of the thing, you're just like, what? And I wanted to recreate it and like film it and then put it up on the internet for like 2 people to like it. And you know, it was just like my film theory today. I literally was DMing that person that I told you about, and he was like, I love it. I was like, I'm like, you should hire me.
See, there you go. Even if you have like a fan of one, like a fan base of one, it's a good one to have, first of all.
Yeah, that one is like, you know, he's not just a fan, he's also a critic.
That's pretty awesome, man.
A decision maker. And I was just like, I was like, dude. And he was like, you maybe. I'm like, so would you tell me if I was right? He's like, no, but it sounds good. Damn, that's so close.
See, the thing is, like we all have like video cameras with us, every single one of us, but they're tied to the internet. Like we didn't really have like a point in time where we have a very brief period of time where like digital cameras were like a thing and the internet wasn't what it is. Do you know what I'm trying to say here? Like there's basically this expectation that you film something or take a picture of something and it's going to go up somewhere, whether it's Facebook for your grandma to see or, you know, for you to put up on your YouTube channel. But like there was back in the day, if you could like sneak into the school's AV club and snag a camcorder and do some stupid shit with your friends in the woods somewhere, like that's a good time, man. You'd have to show anybody. You just wanted to make stuff.
I refilmed Our Lady Peace. I was a huge fan of Our Lady Peace when I was in high school. Like, the clumsy video. Yeah. My buddies and I, we were in the. I was in the AV club. I was in the AV room.
Yeah.
I took like computer programming. I took all those classes that no one took back then.
We didn't have those.
And yeah, you know, I grew up in the Toronto area. Yeah, well, I grew up in the Toronto area. It's I say whatever. People used to joke where I grew up, like silver spoons stuck in our butts, but whatever.
You went to the schools that like show up on like TV shows. It's like multiple floors and like all like they've got this club and that club and all these different options and electives and things.
We had a classroom that I had Mr. Mr. Shalot. Son of a gun.
No.
That's terrible. It's terrible because I really enjoyed this class and it was my first time ever having a Mac. Yeah. And we could do like animations, but like when you did animations in these old Macs, it would take like 14 hours for it to render. Like you would and all you'd render is like the lamp moving an inch. But we also had the video editor with the knob on it, so we could like cut video clips. And we filmed ourselves playing like with no music, just playing and singing along. And then I had a green screen with me and I was singing along and we had like superimposed.
You could do whatever you wanted.
Oh, everything you needed. Video. I actually have a friend of mine emailed it to me. I did a Monday Night Raw.
Yeah.
Yes. South Park, South Park. God. So I took the South Park characters because I took back in the day, you could just steal stuff off the internet and it was just the thing to do, right? Yeah. So I did the animations with the art that was already done. I did the Sky Dome myself because I just went to Monday Night Raw and I took like Stone Cold and The Rock and I put like The Rock, like, so you know what? I'm gonna email that to you because you'll get a kick.
You have it like handy. You don't have to I'd have to dig up a floppy disk or something.
No, I could definitely dig this up right now on my email. Oh my Greg Mayer sent it to me.
Shout out to Greg Mayer. Good for him.
Yeah, seriously. He sent it to me and I was like, oh my God. He said something like, look what I found. And I'm like, really?
Oh, it's terrifying.
Where is it? No, don't tell me I lost that. I might have put it somewhere. Hold on.
It's somewhere.
Yeah, no, I definitely didn't get rid of this because I was like, this is the greatest thing I've ever seen.
Once it lands in like a Gmail inbox, like it's there forever.
Yeah, well, I don't think I got rid of it. Like,
it's fine.
That doesn't sound like something I did, or was it Tim Mayer? Hold on, it's somebody in the Mayer family. My neighbors, there was 3 boys that lived next door to me growing up, and they're, you know, like their family is pretty much, you know, me. I'm their family. You know what I mean? Like they're my brothers without being my brothers.
Yeah.
I'm gonna find it. Like this is just driving me nuts now. I will find this. Maybe I have it in WhatsApp somewhere. He sent it to me, and I was like, watching
that's
it one day,
the worst thing, dude. I have how many messaging apps do we need at this stage? I've got like my family is on WhatsApp. Like my wife and I are on Hangouts. Like a bunch of us are on Discord. I message you.
Yes, but you know what? We message each other like simps. We just do text messages like
that's nice. It's nice.
So much easier.
Yeah.
Honestly.
I know. I just wish like the one thing that almost has me going to get like, and I'll never do it, but like I kind of wish I had the functionality of having a Mac so that my messages would show up, like my iPhone messages would show up on a computer.
So I disagree with. So as someone that has Macs and all those great things, you don't want that.
Yeah. Oh, just disconnect. So, it's nice to be away from that.
It's phenomenal. Like I'm sure you've noticed if you text me after 9 p.m. my time, I don't see it. Like you probably saw that it
says do not disturb.
I have it from it's not until 7 a.m. can you text me and it hits me.
Yeah.
And then as soon as 9 p.m. hits, it's over.
Yeah.
I'm crazy like that.
That's good. No, I actually look at that and go, I probably should set something up like that. That's probably a good thing to do.
I once emailed somebody, a customer, and they sent me an email, and I was on a Sunday, and they're out of office. They have an out of office on the weekend, and their out of office was letting me know that I should be spending time with my family instead of emailing.
It wasn't just enough to say like, I'm not like, because that's pretty uncommon, I would say, to get an out of office that's just on the weekend. So I feel like that probably says enough. You know, you said enough.
It was a good, like, it was so good that I was like, I want this.
There's your sign. Yeah.
I liked it. I was like, this guy, he knows what he's doing. I like to tell people, like, you know what? Yeah, you do need to get a life.
Yeah. I like that a lot. Can I do something kind of, I think this might be the first time ever since I'm sitting here looking at my phone and you're searching for whatever.
Yeah, well, no, I'm trying to find this stupid thing. I'm giving up. Because you would have got a kick out. I'll find it one day.
I wouldn't even be able to really watch it until later anyways. Live raised as we're recording, new patron at the $3 tier. Nagachaka has joined Yumi Capri Patreon. So I just got a little notification about that. So Nagachaka will listen to this a little while. And this will be like 2 weeks by the time he listens to this. So if ever.
It's okay.
Yeah, well, it's kind of neat.
Yeah, well,
it's never happened before. I've never had like a I don't know, it's weird to call you a guest on the show. Like it's really just recording a chat that we would have anyways. But I would never do that to probably anybody else. Be like looking up my phone. Oh, there's a buzz. There's a new patron. That's kind of neat. Look at that. Thanks, Nagachaka.
I've debated texting you while you're recording either Xbox Drive or PlayStation Drive just so I could be like, get myself in the show.
Yeah.
I was just
you should.
Well, actually,
dude, you should.
No, one time on the Xbox Drive, you looked down at your phone and you smiled, and I guarantee it was me because you looked at your phone and then you went like this and you looked back at him and then you smiled and it was like, oh, I did text during because I was we were talking a lot during that day. I was like, oh, because like it's still one of my favorites is when Cog and you are in New York and he texts a picture of you in a comic shop together, and I'm like, he's on the phone with me telling me that he's in a comic shop with Cog while Cog is taking a picture saying I'm in a comic shop for Sean. It was like the third wall was blown up.
Dude.
Speaking of which, the wife has given me full yes, go to New York. Go have fun.
Dude, are you serious? Like there was a ton of stuff happening today in the Discord. A lot of people saying like they're coming. Like Awesome Dave was coming. I think TPR was saying he's coming. Like it's
wife
happening.
Says 100%. So, but here's my thing. As a person that will suffer panic attacks with non-sleep, I don't know if I could stay up 24 hours.
That's okay.
But I definitely just want to partake, and I'll play for as long as I can. Yeah. I'm not going to be delirious like Bad Bit because I honestly, it sounds terrible, but he looked so cute. He was so delirious. Like you were just like trooping it out, and he's just like, he's like sitting beside you like he was like hammered, and but he's not. He's just tired. He's just like, Sean.
You know what though? You know what I think is going to happen, because this is the difference between Bad Bit and me, other than maybe a decade or so, is like it's. I think it might be at least that.
For sure,
we get like dad energy though, man. Like where you spend all your days, all your years just exhausted and just like I could just use the sleep, and then you get like a pass like that. You get a hall pass where you can do whatever you want for that long. You get some sort of weird energy, like the heavens open up and they just like, they feed you, man. They're like, you don't get this all the time. You almost never do. So I don't know. Cause I can't do all nighters, man. Like that's not something I do. I'm old. I get like one too many blankets near me. And I'm like, I see you blankets. I'm ready to go to sleep. I see what's going to happen here.
I've never tried. The last time I tried, I suffered a panic attack. I was trying to drive straight from Cape Cod to Toronto. Yeah. And it didn't work out for me.
Yeah. There's lots of stuff nearby. That's the other thing too that I'm realizing as I've been traveling these days is I'm just going to spend the money on a hotel. I'm going to do it by myself. Like it's nothing against anybody else. I just need my own space. I just need to like go
Oh,
to
no,
bed
why
and
do
you know.
We are now. I consider you one of my closest friends. I will never share a hotel room with you. I'm always going to be by myself.
Yeah,
I'm just
man.
that guy. If unless it's like when you're going to like Boston, it's very expensive. So like New York City is the same way. Like a hotel room in New York City is ridiculous, and so is Boston. So my buddy and I usually get a suite. And we share the room, but like it's not like when you and Ryan shared that room in Toronto, where it was very tiny,
bed side by side.
Yeah, that's not cool for me. But it's not because I don't want to be. It's just I'm very I want my space.
You need a sanctuary. I think that's just normal. You know, you just need to be able to like go and like there's nobody. You know, it's not that I don't know. There's and this speaks to like the whole getting married thing. Like there's very few people in the world that you choose to like have that space with, you know,
and do it twice. Jesus,
yeah, do it twice.
Oh yeah. See, I'm like a. There's many layers to me.
Yeah, I think we hinted at this the last time that you were on.
Yeah. I've been married twice.
Yeah,
but it is what it is. I got married young, and then I got divorced quick.
What's young?
29.
That's not that young.
Yeah, it is.
I wouldn't call that getting married young.
I would for me. I felt young.
Although, good point. Because I mean, 28, 29 me that's different.
Nowadays, it's like, it's crazy. Like I everybody in my age group is having like their second kid. I'm 42. Like that's, to me, that's old. At least I feel old. And
Do you?
I think it's the pandemic. I went from like being carefree to being just like, oh, I'm tired. Like before the show, my wife came in here like 5 minutes before and she's like, I'm like, oh, he's late. I'm gonna pass out, and then all of a sudden I'm energized. So maybe that's that dad energy.
Yeah,
I've been staying up trying to finish Horizon, the longest game ever.
Yes,
I'm still enjoying, but I'm making it long. Yeah. I'm that guy. I'm like, okay, so like you see the mission, it's on the other side of the map. I'm like, oh, I could go there, but I could go to that shiny thing over there. It looks really that shiny thing. Like I decided I was like, okay, I gotta review it. I'm gonna mainline, and then I went over to the water, the beach area. Yeah. I'm at the end. I know I'm at the end. I'm there. And I'm close. Yeah. No, I'm not in the tall trees. I'm going towards the beach.
The game fools you. It just keeps going. Like it just keeps on going. Mm-hmm.
I've put over 66 hours into the game.
The Forbidden West is Hawaii. Like you think you're going west, it's like keep going, keep swimming.
Yeah, no, I got on the boat. I got on the boat. I'm on the boat. But I went on the boat.
Okay, you're kind of like, but yeah, no.
Oh no.
No, I hate it when games do that, man.
I gotta retract that.
It tells you this is what you need to do, and this is our path. And I'm like, got it, Gaia. I'm in for it. And then no, there's more.
I thought I was namasteing it. I'm like, I've got all the different elements. I'm like, oh, look at me, I'm powerful element guy. Yeah. I felt like joking in my head, I felt like I was playing Mega Man because I was like,
I was cool. Like you have choice.
Yeah, and I'm like, I'm Woodman now. I'm like, now I'm Leaf Man. That's in my head. Yeah, I sometimes have many video games in my head, so that definitely been feeling like a Mega Man because every time I do a choice, I'm like, so these people played Mega Man a lot because the plot to this game is Mega Man.
It's kind of wild that Mega Man was like one of the original games. Like it was just, I feel like it's kind of advanced in that way. They could have done not that forever.
Because this is Mega Man 3. Mega Man 3 is when you have to go fight Woodman first, and then you can go fight Wind. Yeah, because you always have to do it in an order, right? So you go Woodman first because he was the easiest.
Sure.
And then you go fight Wind. Jeez, I can't even say words. Because you could throw you could throw your wood at him, and then you go fight the buzzsaw guy. It's so many.
Shouldn't be throwing your wood unless they say it's okay.
Well, tomorrow's
don't throw it at anybody.
So you never know. Hey.
I'm not good at Mega Man. I don't have that path locked down for any of the games. Like not even a little bit. I don't know who to go first.
Funny you say that, like because as a scared of Soulsborne games because I just don't have the time to get beat up. Like I joked to Babbitt one time, and I don't know if he got the joke when we were playing Halo that one time. I'm like, dude, I'm married with kids. I get beat up enough. Like nice. I'm good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And he was just like, oh, get good. I'm like, I know he was joking on the get good side, but I'm just like, yeah, no, I don't think you understand. I truly get beat up on a daily basis. And I don't want my video games to do that. I want to play on easy mode and just have a good time, get lost in the world, and do my own thing, even though somebody has made me think I'm playing South Park all the time while I'm playing this game.
Just the story. The story for Horizon is a South Park story.
No, it's you know what it is? It's the side missions. You know the one where you go in the hot air balloon?
Yes.
He got me. So you just texted me about the South Park thing, and then I did the hot air balloon mission. I'm like, wow, he's not wrong.
Not wrong.
Oh, no. You did that to me.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Well, now I told you it's Mega Man. And you can see the simulator.
Well, I'm kind of done with it. I deleted it, and I recorded the review earlier today. Not in a vicious, like, I'm done with it. It was just I was done with it. And, PlayStation 5 is enormous, but not in the storage capacity kind of thing.
It's so true. It's a giant tower.
There's that.
Well, I still got to play. I'm going to play Uncharted next, but I don't think
that reminds me. I can't believe I forgot about that. I got to install that next. I'm actually excited about that. Son of a gun. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, you're welcome.
I totally forgot. I was about to go play Guardians of the Galaxy or God knows what else. But
shout out PlayStation Canada for giving us 2 good games.
Oh, my gosh.
I was in shock when I got the, hey, do you want to play these? I'm like,
I love those games, man.
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
You're darn right, I do. I'm right now, because we're recording it. I'll have a video coming out next week. I'm doing Indiana Jones and his similarities to Nathan Drake, just because I'm a huge indie fan.
Yeah.
So I was like going through it, and like the very first one is the wit. Like obviously, like that's there. Like I hate snakes. Drake's got his lines and Indy's got his lines. And then, did you know that Indiana Jones's mom died at a young age, and Nathan's mom died at a young age, and then Nathan ended up going to the orphanage? But we don't even actually find that out. If you actually go through the lineage of the Uncharted, we actually don't know anything about Nathan Drake until the 4th movie, besides the fact that he likes going around and doing things. Because I literally had done some research in the last little bit.
Well, I mean, the third one, you start out as little Nathan Drake.
Yes, but we don't really know anything. We know Sully's in it. We don't really know anything.
It's a good point.
But in the 4th one, we find out about his mom. He has a brother. All these things. Did you know Indiana Jones had a sister? Like, oh man, I know these things now.
Can I be forward with you on this?
Yeah.
I think Indiana Jones is one of the most overrated properties on the planet Earth.
Wow, that's okay. You like a lot of things about Nintendo, and I'll let that slide. See, there's things. I still love you, but
same. Yeah, we can still be friends. Yeah.
I think The Last Crusade is one of the best movies of all time.
Yeah, see, and that's what I mean. Like when I say overrated, like it's declared, it owns this like echelon in people's minds.
I would. Well, I'm old, and sometimes there's certain movies that like get you here. Like as much as I thought we were going to only the Batman. Like I walked away from that. I was like, wow. Yeah. But Batman 89, I can recite from front to back.
Yeah.
Jurassic Park, the Back to the Future, literally.
Jurassic Park is a damn near perfect movie.
Back to the Future is a perfect movie.
Back to the Future is up there too. Like I'm not like it's not like I don't like Steven Spielberg. It's just Back
to the Future is Robert Zemeckis, but
you know apples to oranges. You know what I'm saying?
Well, there's a big difference. One made Ghostbusters and Back to the Future. The other one made Jurassic Park.
I was more referencing
Steven Spielberg is part of Steven Spielberg is part of.
It's an Amblin thing. Yep.
Yeah, 100%. But there's certain movies, Goonies, that get me. And Last Crusade, I saw with my dad and my brother, and I reenacted. Like I made a Grail diary as a kid, and I was. Hence the reason I want to do the Nathan Drake thing. Yeah, because I literally was that kid who like made a Grail diary out of a book and was like trying to find treasure and all that kind of stuff. So when I first played my very first Tomb Raider, I was just like, I turned to my brother and was like, they made Indiana Jones as a girl.
Yeah.
And it's amazing. And like,
when was your first one? Was it a PlayStation? Like, when did you play your first Tomb Raider?
Yeah, PlayStation.
Yeah.
PS1.
1996, whatever that was, 1996,
I just
97.
picked up a PS1 the other day.
Like, where'd you get that from? That's an OG? Like, it's not like a shell of it or anything like that? Like,
no, that's brand new, refurbished PS1. So I saw it on Facebook Marketplace. It just happened to show up at my thing. And the guy around the corner was selling $50. So I messaged him.
That's a good
deal. And
he's
this young kid. He's in high school. He gets old consoles and refurbishes them and makes them brand new. It's brand spanking. Like, it works. I plugged it in. It works.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so I told him to hunt me down an NES.
Yeah.
and he's going to fix one for me. Because we talked about this on Three Dads. Then I want to ask your opinion here. The most iconic consoles don't have to be the best consoles. I'm talking about iconic looks. So to me, you have the PS1.
Yeah,
it's the most iconic PlayStation console, because the other ones, let's be honest here, they're kind of ugly. Until the PS5, the PS5 is not bad looking.
Oh God, it's the worst of them all. That's the ugliest one of all of them.
No, I honestly think the PS3 is the original PS3. Is
the George
nastiest.
Foreman grill. Yeah,
it's the ugliest console I've ever seen. But then I still think Sony only has really the one. Xbox has the 360.
Yeah,
like it's mint. The first Xbox, let's be honest, it's just cool because it's the first, but it's an ugly thing.
Yeah.
It's a Betamax. Like it's a giant Betamax. And then you have Nintendo, who maybe it's just an art form when they make one of these things, because the NES, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
The Super Nintendo, it's beautiful.
Totally.
The N64 is beautiful. The GameCube is cute. Not beautiful, but it's cute.
Yeah.
Like they do such a good job. I say the Wii U and the Wii, not so much ugly things. And then the Switch is just, it's a handheld with a docking station. It's
Switch looks like it was made for grown-ups, which is kind of the most remarkable part about all of it. We just take it for granted now. Like anybody who had a Wii U, it's like, well, this is a Fisher Price thing and all these things that people would say about plastic and whatever. And then you get the Switch and it's like, this looks like an iPad. Like it looks like it's a sophisticated piece of technology or like especially compared to like a DS or 3DS or something. Like if you were a grown-up holding that, which I was, playing that game in front of my friends, which I did, and my friends were like, "What are you, 5?" Like that actually happened to me. I'm like, "No,"
which you are,
which I am, which I feel. Yeah, like it didn't look like something that you'd want to be caught outside with, and that's kind of a big deal for Nintendo to make that move, and still have the game, still have it be family friendly. They could do both.
Well, I'll give it to you. My daughter loves the darn thing. Like, absolutely loves it. My good friends over at Outright Games sent me a copy of Hotel Transylvania.
Oh my gosh! That's amazing. There's a deep lore to that game in these parts.
Well, no, it's brand new. The brand new.
I know, but there's a couple friends of the show who often would talk about that game, Hotel Transylvania 3.
It is not. It is. Yeah, there's other games by Outright that my daughter loves. This one, my daughter has become a gamer. She played about an hour and a half of it today, and she gave me the controller. She goes, "Daddy, we can uninstall that one."
Wow. It's not just playing the game. It's the lingo. It's the how you bounce off of a game. You decide that's enough.
Daddy, we can uninstall. I'm like, okay, you know what, honey? I agree with you.
Mm-hmm.
It's the camera on it is very very motiony. I was like, she's like, like you just touch the Joy-Con and like the camera goes over. I'm like, oh God. And like, it looks rushed. They had a game that came out last week called Ryan's Rescue Mission. Mm-hmm. It is awesome. It's a platformer for kids. I can't recommend it enough with people with kids. My daughter's 5 and she's loving the living daylights out of it. You can ride a dinosaur in it. And it's a Mario ripoff, but it's fantastic. Yeah. It's 100%. They make some great games for kids and I love it. But playing on the Switch, we Super Mario Party, we got family love it. We had family fun night tonight. We played the game. Like it's a great.
That's awesome.
We played some Mario Kart. She's loving Pokemon as much as it pains me in every ounce of my being. But
Arceus or Diamond? What did you get? Diamond or I think I told you Diamond.
So I have Diamond.
Yeah.
She doesn't like to show. The first one she played was Pokemon Eevee. Yeah. Let's go.
Mm-hmm.
She loves this. She loves using the Joy-Con to catch the Pokemon.
Yeah.
So when we were playing Diamond and you have to like go into the settings to throw out the Pokeball, she was annoyed at that. And she's right. Because as she's playing it, I'm like, why didn't they just make it a button on the screen? Why do I have to go into my bag, select the ball, then throw the ball when all you had to do was like, you have 4 buttons to work with. Just make it an action button.
But that's the thing about like these remakes that I think is interesting, or remasters or whatever the heck you want to call it. Like how much should you like improve it, or how much do you leave as the same to quote like maintain the integrity of the original kind of thing?
You know what? Ryan's not on this show right now. He can listen. I don't care about the integrity. Make the game better. Come on now.
You got to know
Come
about
on.
the Pokemon audience, though.
That's like
you know?
when they redid Resident Evil, and they were like, "Well, you can play with tank controls." Yeah, who wants to do that?
Who's playing with tank controls? Tank controls ruined like almost a damn near generation of games for me, man.
Honestly, like some people's
like,
kids,
and I was there. I was I was. It's not like I'm going back afterwards. It's like I was trying to figure it out as it was the thing, and no. Don't get it.
Exactly. So
even in a tank game, I couldn't play with tank controls. It's hard as shit.
I went back to I'm having a hard time playing I went back and was playing some of the Lego games, and I think it was the first Lego Marvels game when you fly with Iron Man. It's
it's awful.
It's really bad, and I'm like, oh, okay, so I can't play this game anymore. And my wife was laughing. She's like, "You're just giving up?" She's like, "You spent I'm like, I spent $5. It's fine."
Yeah,
I got my $5 worth.
Yeah,
I'm like, sometimes old game is old, and I can tell you this right now: Uncharted 1, old game is old.
No, dude, I can't. I can't buy it. I gotta try it myself. You may be right.
So, 2 is beautiful.
Yeah,
3
2 is my favorite. Actually, 4 is the best, I think, but then 2.
3 is my favorite.
Oh my god, you're one of those guys.
Well, no. See, for me, Uncharted is a whole. There is no number. It's just this giant story.
No, but there are.
If that makes
some comes after the title.
I know, but in my brain,
on the cover,
I pick scenes. So like 3 when he's on the plane and he's doing that was the first time I'm playing a video game. And oh my god, they put that in a video game. Like it blew my mind.
Yeah.
The
Had you played 2? Like, did you play them out of order originally, or were you along?
Yes. So that was the thing. I didn't get the PlayStation 3 until the very end of the life cycle. Like I'm talking about Uncharted 3 just came out. I bought the PS3. I got Uncharted 3, and then I played 2. So it might be the recency bias.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, and then I played 1, and I really hated the boss battle at the end.
Yes.
And I just did it again, and it's still bad, except I cheesed it because I was like, wait a second, I know there's a cheese.
Mm-hmm.
And I cheesed it, and I killed him, which is fine. And then I played 2. I think the story is better in 2. It's probably even better than in 4, even though you have the whole brother scenario in 4.
I love Sam in 4. And I love the villain in 4. And I think that's what, when I think about it, is as much as I love 2, I like who they're up
2,
against.
You have the girls.
That's okay.
Fight too. It's good. I like that. I like it.
Yeah, you get Chloe for the first time. Yeah.
Yeah. So I really like. I like the dynamic, and I always look at stories and think, okay, how good can it be? Like when I texted you my Batman idea, I was like, I'm already like picking out how it leads into the next movie, and I was just, it's the whole story of the Uncharted is better than Indiana Jones.
Yeah,
they did it better. I wish the Explorer parts in Tomb Raider, I think, do it better. Like the actual tombs, and how they do it, I think, do a better job. But they improved on Indiana Jones. Like Uncharted 100%, as I've done. I'm doing this video in my head, and I wrote my script and stuff, and I'm like, no, it's carbon copy. Like it's pretty gross how close it is, but in a good way. It's literally, you could definitely tell everybody over Naughty Dog was like, I really like Indiana Jones, and I want to make a video game about it. And I can't make an Indiana Jones game because it's going to cost me a lot of money. So I'm going to make my game, and I'm going to have fun with it. I think it wasn't till 4 when they took their story and did it, when it wasn't. You can't compare 4 to anything in Indiana Jones. Like it's very tough. But the first 3, it's pretty easy to do it. There's even like Easter eggs that are Indiana Jones.
Different writing team. I mean, that's not only like time and the story itself progressed, but like totally different team on Uncharted 4. There's actually a lot, like you should, I don't know if there's some great videos out there actually about all the things that kind of happened and what that meant for
Henning leaving and all that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, really fascinating stuff. So,
well, that's like the same people that did Uncharted 4 is the guys who did Last of Us, which is it's kind of funny. I finished it 4 times now, the first one, because you have to finish it twice to get the platinum. So I've platinumed.
Last of Us or Uncharted?
So The Last of Us.
The first Last of Us. Okay, got it.
Yeah, the first Last of Us, you had to, the first time on PlayStation 3, you had to finish it twice to get the platinum. And then when they remastered it, you had to finish it twice to get the platinum. Now, they're bringing that game back out. My daughter wasn't born when I finished it all 4 times. I'm scared.
Yeah.
I know what's coming, and I think I will have to pause it, and I will cry.
Yep.
I cried the last time I finished it. My wife was pregnant. and I don't know what it was going on there. And ever since then, I cry at commercials now. Like I'm just,
Yeah.
I'm
Oh,
a
definitely.
puddle.
Yeah.
I'm a puddle.
It's tiredness. It's exhaustion. I think is part of it.
Yeah,
If you're that tired, you're just gonna cry at anything.
We watched the what's it? Not Enchanted.
Encanto?
Fairy Godmother. No, I've watched that 15 times. The Fairy Godmother thing that's on Disney Plus with it's very good. It's a live action thing. Godmother or something like that. But the little girl is missing her dad who'd passed away in a car accident on Christmas Eve.
Not fair. Why do they got to do that? Why can't they just have like a story? You know, it's always like just this terrible thing.
Encanto has got no terrible thing. It's actually, think about it. Who's the villain?
That's true. Yeah.
You know who the villain is? It's them not understanding each other.
Yeah, that's actually a good point. That's exactly what I've been asking for. Just a story. And there you go. There it is.
It's phenomenal.
I haven't finished it. I've watched the beginning of that movie a lot. But I've
my God, I could sing it. Oh,
the songs are there, like that everybody talks about. Like, but I haven't seen the.
You don't talk about Bruno.
I only know that we don't talk about Bruno. Apparently, he shows up eventually, but I haven't really seen him.
My daughter and I put together the Encanto Lego set the other day, which is like the hardest thing in the world to get.
Yeah.
And I happened to be at the mall buying my shelves.
Yeah.
And the IKEA is across the street, and I went to the Von
Your
Mills
IKEA
mall.
Is across the street?
No, not from me. I live in the sticks.
Okay, well, that's what I'm wondering. Like, nobody lives close to an IKEA. Like, they're always like way out in the boonies or whatever. They're at the city limits.
I live in North. I am in the boonies. Yeah, like I live in Northern Ontario, but we drove to the Von Mills to get some Chipotle for lunch.
Nice.
It's
dicey.
And well, that's sometimes I take risks.
Yeah.
It's just, you were throwing up on a constant basis, and I was like, I might join them.
Yeah, so, dude. Like even when I was like, I think I feel better. I'm going to Smash Burger. I'm getting like this double burger and fries and everything. Oh my gosh, it was awesome. It's a $20 meal. It was amazing. From this.
How do you feel?
I feel awesome.
Did you feel
great? No, I'm actually good. Like I don't know what it was. Like somehow I just know my body, Court. I just know my body. I think I do. I do.
Think you do.
I knew that the night before I was really sick. I'm like, I think something's happening here.
So the last time you were really sick, you ate your kids' boogers and you got really sick. This time, what
my kids' boogers? Don't do that. People won't know you're kidding.
Fair enough. All right. Sorry.
I shared a popsicle.
Yes. This time you shared a popsicle. So I just laughed because not this time, but the time before you got sick, you were commenting on how on every podcast that week, you were commenting on how sick your kids were. And like, you're just like, they're just walking Petri. You kept saying how sick they are. And you're like, it's just about to happen. And then like right before we go to Fan Expo, you're like, so I'm really sick.
Yeah, man, that was no good. And I keep like, now it's just like, especially because I podcast so much and everything's on a schedule. It's like, I've got a broadcast. I'm not feeling so good. Most people, like if you're just a non-podcast, you can be sick in silence a little bit and just kind of do it. It's like, people, I've got like a record. I've got like an attendance record that people can keep track of.
I won't say it, but I know you were sicker as well at some point this year, and you were doing podcasts, and I commend you because I was waiting. I was like sitting there. I was joking in my head. I'm like, am I getting called up to the majors? Because I don't think he can do this today. I think he's going to have to like be like, hey, can you just fill in? Because, I'm kind of really sick, not just a little bit. I'm like full blown sick here. And like you're on there and you're like, I was laughing because I'm watching the videos and I'm like, he's sweating so bad. Everybody else is like, oh, he's hanging on his words. I'm just watching going, oh, he's really sick.
Yeah, I'm
like,
not feeling so good.
Like,
just looking.
If someone was in that room, they'd be like, you stink.
Yeah. Yeah. My daughter will tell me when I smell.
No, there you go. Well, that's what daughters are for.
I was just at the reason I was late. I went to the grocery store to pick up Chelsea. She wanted some soup.
8 minutes.
Yeah, I know. I thought I was just getting one thing, and then I get there, and then a list arrives. And I'm like, that wasn't the deal, but you're feeling very sick, and you're kind of a beast. So like,
oh, it's her turn.
It's her. She's down. She's down, man. It's not good.
She's got the Alberta flu, eh?
Yeah, yeah. You know what? My contribution though is I'm cleaning toilets. Like I'm just making those things. If you're gonna have your face next to that thing, like it better be spick and span.
Well, yeah. Especially because you got a little girl. I got a little girl. They splash.
Well, the kiddos. And regardless of whether or not you can see it, I just want if Chelsea's gonna have her face next to a toilet, like I want that thing to be bleached.
Wow, look at you, eh?
Just gotta. I mean, that's it. That and I went to Sobeys, grabbed some buns, and that's kind of it.
Wow, you just, man, we gotta talk off air about Sobeys because I have some gripes.
No, well, they don't. I went there for soup. That was the thing. I thought I was going there for the one thing. I just went to get some like chicken noodle soup, and they're like, "We stopped doing soup at 5." I'm like, first of all, 5 o'clock. Like, that doesn't even get you through real dinner time. Okay.
In my professional life, I work with them, and I don't want to say anything. I'm gonna just zip it.
Okay. Well,
yeah, but
Costco.
My daughter did the cutest thing. Costco. What are you, my dad?
Who doesn't like Costco? Honestly, Chelsea got a whole bunch of sweaters that say they got like Kirkland's brand on it, like just like this crew cut sweater. They're awesome. She's got them in black and gray and white. Like she's got a bunch of them.
She's Bill Belichick.
Yeah. Yep. I wish I could do. I like this. I like this. I like the zip up. I like the zip up hoodie. I can just take this off, take it on and off.
Hey,
and
it doesn't say Xbox on it for the first time.
Not this one. This one is actually this one is it's from a gym when I used to go to a gym. Yeah,
I go to gyms. This is my gym attire. I wear a lot of white t-shirts.
Me too.
And then I get them all from Walmart. They're like $15 for a bag of them. And then as soon as they get the nasty armpits, I just toss them and I go get a new bag of t-shirts. Like whatever. But I don't wear them right away. I got to wash them because they're too big.
Yep.
And I got to make it look like I'm like tough and strong. I'm like,
oh,
look
that's
at me,
good.
honey. Like,
that's good.
Yeah, it's good.
What do you like to do at the gym? What do you actually look forward to?
Not being in my house with all the people that I live with.
Leaving.
Like tomorrow, I'm gonna
sitting on the bench staring at your phone. Yeah. Just glad you're not then somewhere else.
Oh no! So that's one thing I do. So when I go to the gym, I can I can leave my phone in the car.
Oh wow! Oh, so just run the music.
Yeah, so I got the Apple Watch.
Yes.
So the music can run off the watch.
Yeah.
And I'll put on I this week actually
That's a good idea.
Only got to watch a little bit of the Xbox Drive. I had to listen to the rest at the gym.
Yeah.
So it wasn't as fun. I'll tell you this, as someone that is knows you very well, it is not as fun when I only listen to the audio version because I don't get the little things. It's just not as fun.
Yeah, I mean I can't hide much, to be honest. And like this camera is like, an arm's length away from my face, so you get all the little nuances.
Yeah. So I when I go to the gym though, I have my routines. Like tomorrow, the weekend's usually leg day. I'll do legs the whole weekend. Just because it's the shortest of the workouts. It's only a half an hour I'm in and out. And then because my daughter's home and I don't like when I go to the gym during the week, she's at school. When it's the weekend, it's family time. So I try and spend the least amount of time away from her because you know what? She's going to grow up one day and she's not going to want me around.
Yeah,
like
man.
Tonight we were watching the movie together and she's like, "Daddy, can I use your arm as a pillow?" And I'm like,
"Oh my gosh.
Oh my God. She killed me on that one. She killed me.
That's real good.
Yeah.
It's good to know that. It's good to be aware that like these moments are fleeting and that, you're,
life is fleeting, man.
Life itself for sure. Yeah.
I don't want to miss it. That's like, when that's why I'm like, okay, I can do content every day. I don't care.
Yeah.
As long as I can. My rule is as soon as 4:30 hits, 4:30 to 7:30, you ain't got me. No one's got me. I ain't doing anything.
Yeah.
Like if you asked me to be on Iron Lord's podcast, I'd be like, yes, so no.
Wow.
Like it's just not going to happen. Like who was I talking to one time? They were like, well, Iron Lord's always on Sunday. I'm like, yeah, I know. It would probably be like very hard for me to ever be on that show.
Yeah.
It's just for me, the weekends is just if my daughter's doing something, like if she's at dance or she's at swim or something, okay, I have free time. But other than that, or I'm taking her, but I want to be there for all of it.
Mm-hmm. Tomorrow is I'm going on a Pokemon walk. That's the deal. Lincoln is going to grandma's, Chelsea's staying home, and I'm going Pokemon hunting with Ellie, which is I'm very much looking forward to this because I don't get too many of those moments that you just described with my daughter. Lincoln and I were buddies. Ellie is not a fan these days. She kind of she gives me the up and down like no, like she kind of plays strange. It's not a good time. I gotta say.
Yeah, I've only got the one, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there's no favorites. Like this desk that I'm at, my daughter has a desk in this office, so we share this office. There's a sign on the door. It's Emma and Daddy only. We're a tag team.
Daddy's girl. Yeah.
And her office is right beside mine, so her desk is there. And she'll joke around, does her own YouTube videos, and she's like, click like subscribe. And I'm like, I don't even say that in mine. I gotta say that more in mine.
You got it. Exactly. Your 5-year-old teaching you how to YouTube.
I'm like, all our friends will like put out stuff on Twitter and be like, oh, don't do this, don't do that. I don't want to be a sellout. I'm like, no, so I gotta do that. I definitely got to figure out a way to do more of that.
Yeah.
Because you know what? Yeah, I getting paid money on YouTube is kind of cool. And
yeah, man.
When you get it, you're like, yeah, I'm gonna keep getting this. I don't want to not get this. This is I'm 42 years old. My integrity went out the window a long time ago on stuff like that. Yeah. Like there's things I have my integrity on, but on this one, I don't care. I don't need to be the cool kid. I'm my cool kid. The only person that matters to me are my close friends. But number one, the only one that matters to me is my wife and my daughter. Everybody else can, you know what? Sorry. I don't care.
It's a nice place to be, man. It's one of those things. If you could go back to like your 15, 16-year-old self and somehow, you know what I mean? Like that's one of those things. Yeah.
I'd beat myself up. I would.
Yeah. I'd probably do the same.
I smoked cigarette. I did everything stupid.
Yeah. How long did you smoke for? How many years did you smoke for?
I started when I was like 17 and I smoked till I was like 22. Then I quit.
I think I did the exact same thing.
And then I smoked again whenever I was like 25. And then I quit when I met my second wife. And then I started again. And then I quit right, like we were having issues conceiving. And the doctor was like, well, quit smoking. That could help. So I quit smoking when I was 35 again. And I haven't smoked since.
Yeah. Do you think that helped?
No, but it helped my health.
It's one of those things. It's like, could be completely unrelated, but probably is a good idea to do anyways. Oh, you know,
terrible thing. Like I barely drink now.
Oh, same.
Yeah. I barely, like I had the last time I had more than one drink, I sat with you when I had those 2 drinks at the bar.
Because you got to, you got to go for beers when you're out.
Yeah, well, no, like tomorrow night we're having date night. I'm gonna have 2 scotches. I decided because that'll give me a buzz. It won't make me have to get up to pee enough that I'm okay with it. Yeah, because that's the other thing. Like these people don't understand. I don't want to have to get up to go pee. Yeah, and when you drink, you have to get up. It's so sucky. Yeah, because your kids wake up so early. Oh man, it sucks. So and also I have my rules that I don't get drunk if my daughter's in the house because what if I have to take her somewhere? I like, oh my god. The amount of guilt I would feel if I had to bring her somewhere. Yeah. And I couldn't do it. Oh, I would be like, I'm going to the Keg for dinner tomorrow night. You know, fancy. I think the Keg is from Alberta. It is. The first Keg is in Calgary.
Probably.
They invented the Caesar there too, right? Yeah. The Caesar was invented there too, right?
I didn't know that. That's kind of neat to hear.
Yeah, bro.
Oh, look at that!
It's Alberta for sure. The Caesar,
I know Caesar is a Canadian thing. That's
100% Alberta. 100% Alberta. The Keg. It wasn't called the Keg. I think it was the original Keg.
It was called Keg, and then they added the.
Yeah, well, but no, it's my dad's birthday, and we're gonna go to the Keg. It'll be my daughter's first experience at the Keg, so we're gonna have some Billy Miner pie. She doesn't know what's about to hit her.
Is it because first time because? Like you guys haven't gone out because of the pandemic kind of thing, or just haven't gone?
Well, 100%, 100%. The Keg, but I thought about this. My daughter and I went to Walmart the other day, and for the American listeners there, they don't realize like we all just got to take our masks off. Yeah. Literally this week, and I said to my daughter, we got out of the car, and she's like, "Daddy," I'm like, "Honey, I'm gonna let you decide. If you want to wear a mask, I will wear one with you. Yeah. If you don't want to wear a mask, I won't wear one with you. Like we're both fully vaccinated. She's fully. There's not much more I can do. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you on
and
that.
She's like, Daddy, I don't want to wear one. I said, okay, no problem. So we went into the Walmart, and I thought about it in my head while I'm walking around. I'm like, she's 5.
Yeah. She doesn't remember the before times.
That's what I'm saying. She doesn't know what it's. She said, Daddy, this feels weird while we're walking around. And I started crying, and I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
Like, the good news is majority of us, and I'm sure you're the same. Like, I don't remember anything until I was 5. So she's going to forget it. She'll forget the pandemic, and I'm fine with that. I purposely have stopped watching the news around her because the whole thing in Ukraine is bothering her. Yeah. So I don't watch it because she's very sensitive to that stuff. So we don't watch it.
It's not necessary. 5
no, I watch it when she goes to bed.
Yeah.
No, it's just
we
I'm
don't
old.
even have the news on at all. Like it's not even like an avoidance thing. It's just we don't have cable. Like we don't have TV.
Oh, well, you get friend of the show Ryan Turford works for a company called CBC.
That's right.
They have an app. They have an app that's free.
Yeah.
And so I watch I am that guy that watches the National every night. I'm serious. I watch the National every night, 9 o'clock, 9 till 10 o'clock.
Can't miss it.
That's why. Do you remember when I was like bugging Ryan about it, and he was probably just like, "Dude, why won't this guy shut up?" Like, and I'm just like,
I didn't ask you.
This is my favorite show. I watch it every night.
It's got to be at least a couple people. It's like you and a few million people probably across the country.
It all started during the pandemic.
Oh, really?
I got glued on watching the National because then you have they have Power and Politics, and they do everything, right? So they let me know about world issues.
Yeah.
And then I watch a hockey game, or I'll watch something like something stupid to melt my brain, and I have no problem doing that.
Yeah.
I have found I can't watch everything anymore because it's just whatever. I don't have cable. I stream everything.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you about was, having like being that tapped in, that tuned in. You've recognized that there's a sensitivity thing for your daughter. Like, do you find that it impacts you though? Of like just knowing about the like there is so much, and it's really it's a balance I think everybody needs to strike, which like you either look at it or you bury your head in the sand. Like it doesn't feel good to just like ignore all this stuff. So I don't know. Like, are you just trying to make sure that you're not burying your head in the sand by exposing yourself to it? But
a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B.
Yeah.
It's almost like I want to know. This sounds weird. Like I don't think like I see some of the like Twitter battles and stuff, and I'm just like, oh my god, people, like, do you understand what's going on in the Ukraine right now? Just shut up about your console. Like, stop whining. I don't care about Elden Ring when people are dying over in the Ukraine.
Yeah.
It's more about perspective. And trying to make sure that my daughter has perspective, and that I'm not sweating the small stuff, because I'm just like, I can literally go, well, there's something going on in the world right now that in a place that people do podcasts and they do all this stuff that we're doing, yet at the same time, we could have bombs being dropped on us. I
know, man. Yeah.
Like, and so I don't want to get serious, but that's just the way I look at it. It is what it is. But then I still get to go see, like, I felt grateful that I got to go see the Batman. I'm probably going to go see it again, I think. I think I'm definitely going to see it again. I want to see it again and try and like pick out little things in it. Yeah. Hey, I made it through 3 hours without having to pee. I deserve a medal.
Hey, me too. So did I. Look at that. And normally
you grabbed a drink though, remember? I thought that was suicide. I don't know how you did that.
Exactly. I drank a drink. I ate the popcorn, man. I did the whole thing.
Oh, I got the can right behind me.
Yep. Mine's in the other room. Yep.
Yeah, you had it out there before. No, you had it out there before because it was
I think it still had popcorn.
There was an Xbox Drive that you had it behind you, and I'm like, oh, I got one too.
Yeah. Just there's every once in a while you'll see some like, oops, I didn't clean this this space right here. There's some sort of garbage on it.
It's okay. Well, that was like when I showed you I got these shelves. You're like, oh, well, I'm like, dude, you have the same shelves.
You know what and I continue to be jealous. Like, I like that you have like the different sizes and everything though. Like you've got what are they? The three the same ones. They're like the 2x4s. And one was tilted over.
Two, and then I just tilted one on its side.
I like that a lot. I think that's better. This is just a square. Like there's just a bunch of stuff here, which is, I don't know. I have that one in the other room though. I have one of those, and that's where I'm keeping my comics. Is in the other room. I can't see what's at the bottom.
No.
Your long boxes.
That's the new one. Remember I sent that to you?
Yeah, this is nice, man. See, like single issue comics, this is a thing for me. Like
look at that cover. So that's
which one is
Batman.
that?
So this is Batman 121, but I bought 2 covers of it because you can get the limited edition The Batman covers. Mm-hmm. So The Batman.
I like that they're still still packaged, basically. Well, have you taken them out? Like, do you read them?
Yeah. But now that a buddy of mine is going to be giving me DC Unlimited for free, I think I'm just going to buy them, never open them, and then just read them digitally.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Because I got like Batman Killing Time 1/6.
Yeah.
Because it's number 1, right? Mm-hmm. And then you got like Batman the Knight. And then that awesome Wolverine.
This Wolverine, man. Is that the X Lives of Wolverine?
Yeah, it's such a good cover.
It's so good.
It's such a good cover.
I know. I can't remember the artist's name on it, but he did one for
And then
Venom
Silver
as well.
Surfer Rebirth.
Yep,
one.
I think I got that one. Yeah.
And then I got, what else we got here?
See, and do you just stop at number one? Because that's what I need to be doing. That I just need to get the number ones. I'll be a total. I got the Imposter. Is there 4 books?
1, 2, and 3. No, so
just 3. And there's 2.
If you remember, they unfortunately one of their packages got lost, and so I've got doubles of comics. Remember when I messaged you and I was like, so I have.
Oh yeah.
I have the Long Halloween for you. I have a copy of it for you because I have 2 of them. And I said, so when you come to Fan Expo, I have doubles of Batman comics. I promised you I'd give you. So I have a copy of the Long Halloween.
Look at that. Aw. Well, thanks, man.
And then I have the variant cover of the Imposters that I get to keep for myself.
I gotta go dig out my box over in the other room now. You just could compare comic covers.
Well, they're comics are. I love comics. They're just they get me into it. It's funny. The reason I like Batman so much is because he's a real person, and he is dark, and he has issues. He's not perfect. He's far from perfect.
Yeah,
that's why I felt the Batman was the very first time ever in a history of a movie for the Batman where they actually made him the Batman. It's in the title. It wasn't a spin on it. That was what he's like in the comics.
Yeah.
That's what he's like. And so today I put out my thing, and it was the first negative tweet I put in a long time. I put my favorite thing right now is people saying I've had enough of the Joker. Yeah. And I was just like, so I need people to understand Batman and Joker are the same thing. One is evil and one is just one. So I shouldn't call it evil because they're both evil when you really look at it. One is trying to protect Gotham and will go in any lengths to do so. One is trying to destroy Gotham and goes at the same length to do so.
Yeah.
They're literally doing the same thing all the time. But one, we go, this guy's psycho. And the other one, we're like, well, he's the protector. Yeah. They're the same person.
Still pretty crazy.
You can't have a Batman comic without the Joker anymore. They're just as Batman is the most iconic DC character there is. I would go as far as saying Batman is the most iconic comic book character, then Spider-Man, then Superman. In popularity, iconic probably would be Superman. He's probably the most well-known in the world ever. But I would say in popularity, and I think I've looked this up before, Batman's number 1. It is what it is. Spider-Man's number 2. Superman's number 3 when you go by sales and so on and so forth. But I would put Joker up in the top 10 easy. Yeah. And I was trying to have this conversation. The person's like, well, you can do Batman movies without the Joker. And I'm like, well, no, there's a reason Matt Reeves put him in there because Batman needs him. It's yin and yang. Like they need each other. Mm-hmm. Like I am very glad. Like I sent you that scene as soon as I possibly could, but I'm very glad that it wasn't in the movie because I felt that scene with the Riddler that we did get was so integral to the movie, and that you get to see the collapse of the Riddler, and you get to see him, and that made me even try and prove my point even more. Like the Riddler's like, no, we are, and he's like, no, we're not the same. Yeah. But you know who is the same as him? The Joker. Mm-hmm. Yeah. There's a reason he went to go. That deleted scene is what it is. He went to go see his other half.
But doesn't that prove the point that I don't know, the whole can you have a movie or a comic without the Joker? And it's like, well,
you still put him in it. You can. Well, that's not what I'm saying. You could definitely have them, but you can't. If you're going to do a Batman trilogy, is what they're doing here. Is
I see.
The Joker has to be in it. Like it's
kind of the fun, but treating him as almost like a final boss is kind of like that. That makes more sense actually. Well, even the way the original, the Nolan trilogy went.
He's in the middle. Isn't. Yeah, but the Joker, I have a funny feeling they're going to have the Joker in every single one of these movies. Yeah. And they're going to Long Halloween it where he's not the main focal character. Like that's, I put that in my text to you. You could do the Long Halloween. Yeah. And just have the Joker as this character, which, wow, watching it again, I'm like, what a great job. What a great adaptation of the Joker. Everybody always says Heath Ledger. Heath Ledger it's a great movie adaptation. Still, the comic Joker is the best Joker. But anyways, but that's just my opinion. Everybody should have their own opinions. No one's opinion is wrong. But
it's almost a curse when you know the source material so well, and I think this is happening with Halo this week as well. And you have a bunch of people who know the source material a lot, but then something blows up and goes mainstream, and everybody else gets their taste and creates their opinions kind of around that, and then it's automatically going to create a couple camps
You got the people who've already kind of made up their minds about like what Joker is, and then everybody else who has never seen a Joker before, or maybe even a good one, see Ledger and go, "This is a pretty good one to hang my hat on. I'll go with this guy."
Yeah,
You know,
and he did a phenomenal Joker, like phenomenal, like the whole even backstory. That
it's tough for me to I lean on that side. Like I think that Joker is tough to top ever, like in anything.
I'd almost say that the Joker movie was unbelievable. That was an unbelievable Joker. I think there's only been one bad screen adaptation of the Joker, and as much as our friend Luke Lore loves those Schneider cuts, they're all bad except the very first Superman movie. As a DC comic fan, I know he is too.
Superman movie, that's a terrible movie too. That movie sucks.
So I really liked it. I did like the very first Superman. I loved it when Kevin Costner just goes poof in the air. I thought it was great. He just disappears. I thought they did it. I was more frustrated that they went this way with Superman in that movie, and then they did a complete 180, and they were like, you know what, we need Batman in the next movie. And I'm like, if you're gonna do the storyline that they did, which was the Dark Knight, do the Dark Knight. Don't do what you did. Don't do that to me. Don't do that. What did you do? And then you did all these things and abominable. I'm like, it was so bad. That's just my opinion. I really like the dark side. As you probably have realized, the comics that I recommend to you, I'm like, they're pretty dark and sinister.
But don't you think that like that it's like the easiest out, which is a good thing for DC to like, what kind of movies are you gonna make? Like if Marvel is known for, and by some directors or some aficionados, as popcorn junkie stuff, like then fantastic. DC can be like quote unquote real movies. It's like it's so obvious to me, Marvel is arcade and this is cinema,
Like the Batman, it best get nominated. Like wow, that's
right. Fun. And that's where like I think Marvel will continue to have like a harder time making their bid for best movies. Like, well, these movies are super popular and all these things, and it's like, well, there's still it is a different flavor. And I'm not denouncing anything that's going on in Marvel. Like, I think especially the Endgame, Infinity War, like that's some of the best stuff. Like, it's just I adore it.
Have you read Can you do me a favor?
I've read Infinity War. Yeah.
Okay, but if you've read the Gauntlet and everything, okay.
Yeah.
So then when you
not the whole thing, like whatever the last one was. So I need to go back and Adam Warlock it up and Silver Surfer it up a little bit.
So then when you watch the movie, you're like,
yeah, I don't know. I wonder too. Like the thing about Marvel and in that story that you're talking about is like there's so many characters.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And even still, like
Silver Surfer not being in it just kind of pissed me off.
Yeah, I could see like he could still be a bit of a bringer.
He's very integral to a lot of things in Marvel. He's always like that glue. Yeah. I am very curious to see how they bring X-Men into it because I'm a huge X-Men guy. Yeah. So it's like, okay, Wolverine, he's Canadian. They've already said that they're going to stick to the origin. Yeah. That when Wolverine comes into the Marvel universe, the cinematic universe, he's going to be Canadian. They're made Canadian in the video game.
How are they not? How what else is he supposed to be?
Well, if you remember the Fox ones, they made him American.
What? No, they did. They had a lot of scenes like in Alberta, in Banff, and all that stuff.
No, if you go back, he's in when he's in the what was it? They had to change it for Wolverine Origins, but when they first brought it in the X-Men, they made it like he was American.
Interesting.
When they did X-Men, when they did Wolverine, the movie, he's Canadian. I think they retconned it because if I remember everybody complaining back then,
like the very first time that like Wolverine shows up is like in a battle with Sabretooth, and it's in like Northern Alberta or something.
Is it though? Hold on. You know what?
We'll find out later. We'll exactly. Comment to ourselves.
Exactly. It doesn't matter. I could be definitely longer than old.
Well, actually.
How's the weather?
It's cold.
It's not today, actually. It's very nice here.
Actually, yeah, we're doing all right.
But I don't know. I look at the Batman movie and I'm just like, wow, they did such a good job. And
but now you have like Batman and the Nolan stuff. The cinema, does it coexist with Tommy Gunn?
I'll get one for you. And this is I'm not trying to be offside. Heath Ledger. Do you remember when Batman the first one came back, the first Nolan movie?
Yeah, Begins.
Yeah, did you see it in the theater?
No, I didn't. Honestly, I don't even think I remember that time. And it's like I didn't even know it was a thing until somebody else was like, "This movie's out."
Do you know it wasn't a thing?
Yeah, I'll bet.
Do you know when it became a thing? Unfortunately, and this happens a lot with our generation. There's a perfect example is the band that is the soundtrack for the Batman. I grew up. I love Soundgarden, Pearl Jam, Nirvana.
Yeah.
When Kurt Cobain dies, Nirvana goes from here to he's the genius. He's the greatest thing ever. And unfortunately, it kind of frustrated me. I feel the same thing happened with Heath Ledger's Joker. I'm glad that he got the Oscar.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. But that movie doesn't get the press it gets if he doesn't pass away.
See, I feel like that it's impossible to know one way or
another.
No,
I know. I just, at the time, I remember being frustrated because I went and saw, and I shouldn't use the word frustrated. I saw Batman Begins, and
it had other press too, if you remember.
Yeah, no, it had other things because everybody thought it was very,
No, there was a theater that got shot up.
Yes,
well, like one of those early showings of that.
Yeah.
So yeah, just like everything surrounding that thing, just like absolutely awful. Should have killed the movie, the launch, really, but it didn't.
No, well, because back then it was different.
Yeah, well,
we didn't have as much social media and such.
I almost want to throw something at you. I almost want to throw this at you. I recently rewatched the last two movies. I actually skipped Begins and I watched The Dark Knight and The Dark Knight Rises. And I feel like The Dark Knight Rises is totally underrated. I love that movie when it came out, and I loved it 2 weeks ago when I watched it.
So you go down a rabbit hole, and Nolan does interviews. I think it's on the DVDs, but you can find the interviews on YouTube. He tells what the actual script was going to be, and then you're like, no.
Because it was going to be Joker stuff?
Well, yes, 100%.
Yeah.
Like the fact that they had to bring back the Ra's al Ghul's daughter, like they had to bring them back in. Like that wasn't part of it. It was going to be the Joker. I feel
like sometimes and this happens in games a lot too, but sometimes it can be like the smallest things can like just ruin a movie or a story for some people. It's like, this part about this part is like, and that's the reason I hate the entire movie.
No,
really?
I one of my favorite parts is the fact that he ended it, making people think there was going to be another one. And I thought that was the greatest thing ever. That's why when I even sent you my text, it was like, here's what I want to do. Like, I want to end the third movie having Joker not being anything, but you always see him throughout the thing and he's doing things off the side. And at the very end, the end credit scene is just him sitting in a chair in the dark, laughing.
Yeah.
And everybody would be like, oh my God, we're getting another one. And yet, guess what? You're not.
Yeah, that's it. Did people think, I don't remember that being a thing, that people thought that there was going to be another Nolan movie just because he didn't blow himself up?
Well, no, because he made Robin, right?
Oh, I see what you mean. Like not even just a new Batman, but another like stream of, okay. Yeah. I mean, that could have kickstarted the whole DCU.
Well, I do, because this is now knowledge. So they're doing a Penguin TV show.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know what the script is.
Yeah.
But when I do, I have a funny feeling Batman fans are going to be very, very happy.
Interesting.
Because I think what they're going to do is they're going to give you, instead of having to give backstory, because they gave us a 3-hour movie. I think it's the Batman, I almost would say, is the director's cut. Because
I had that thought earlier today, actually.
Yeah,
like, give me the Snyder, give me a 5-hour movie of that.
So I think what they're going to do with this Penguin TV show is give you all the backstories on all these characters, and we're going to get, we could get, Bruce's best friend. We can get certain characters, Mr. Elliot. We can get all these guys, and you could give backstories on all these people, and even the Court of Owls if they wanted to, because a lot of people, when I put out that tweet today, they were like, "Oh, we need the Court of Owls in the second movie." I'm like, "Do you know that took like 30 comics? So you can't just one shot the Court of Owls. The Court of Owls had to have been there the whole time. You're gonna have to say that this, and this that happened in the first one that you didn't see was the Court of Owls.
Yes.
So the only way you could do that is if you took that Penguin show and started Court of Owlsing it a lot and throwing it in there, because
do you see it like, do you think that you that's
why I want to watch
story?
It again. Yeah, so the New 52, that's what it started out.
Yeah.
I got issue 1 right there, bro.
Yeah.
That's where the Court of Owls. That's a
very Jim Lee?
Expensive. No, that is Greg Capullo and Scott Snyder. So that is that's my most expensive comic.
Then you bought it you just bought it. Yeah.
Okay, I mean I'm a diehard.
That's a good run to get though. New 52.
I have almost the whole run of the New 52s.
Oh my gosh.
I'm trying. I've been buying them on Captain to fill them all out.
Yeah. See, I want to be there like when the next whatever the heck it is happens.
Right now, 118. Start.
You think so?
Do it all over. No,
Yeah.
they just started a new. Even though it's 118, they just started a new artist, new story, and it's very good. I would tell you right now, go on Captain Comics, get Batman 118, and keep going.
I actually have to like I'm having a bit of an issue with just like buying stuff and not reading them. Like I'm kind of having a bit of a,
get the digital
rational brain there. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, if you start a podcast doing it, you're going to have to start reading them. But
well, the thing about that is it's probably going to be like a Patreon thing. Like I don't think that I want to do anything like public facing because I don't know enough about comics to like go like here's my comic thing.
No,
but
exactly. We're doing
technically
episode
like
1 right now. We're doing episode 1 right now.
Yeah.
But if you're going to do the Court of Owls, I think there needs to be more of it because the Court of Owls is the whole history of Gotham. There's got to be like the underworld of Gotham. You've got to know that the Court of Owls have been there when Bruce Wayne wasn't even alive, right?
Yeah.
So there's a lot. You can't just be like, hey, so we're going to give you a 3-hour movie and explain.
And don't you think they
Court
could
of
have done
Owls.
that? Don't you think like there was a lot of like here's what's happened before Bruce and like they did a lot of pulling back the curtain.
I definitely want to watch again to see if that's why I kind of want to go see it again, or at least as soon as it comes out to buy, I'm buying it so that I can go through it. Like New Rockstars is one of my favorite YouTube channels, and they haven't even done anything. Like they've done a couple things on Batman, but they're more Marvel.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh man, can you guys just dissect Batman for me? Because I want to go through to see if there is. I've asked people and I've told, as of right now, there is no Easter eggs at the Court of Owls in the Batman. So I'm just like, okay, but that's not ruling out the Penguin. And it sounds like they're going to try and do a Catwoman. Catwoman TV. It sounds like what they're going to try and do is make a universe around the Batman, which sounds great because they have the Jim Gordon show. Mm-hmm. You have the Penguin, and those two there, you could do the Court of Owls. You could even do Batman, because Batman Year One, I would almost say, is almost a Jim Gordon story over a Batman story.
Yeah.
So you could do Batman Year One and still have Batman in there and not have to show Robert Pattinson, just have him in the background.
Yeah.
And you could have someone stand in and you could just have it, just this character, and you could do a whole Jim Gordon story and you could throw the Court of Owls in there. Then you could also throw the Court of Owls in the Penguin if you wanted to.
Yeah.
And that would also give the backstory so that when you do the second movie, and it sounds like Matt Reeves is going to use Dr. Freeze.
Yeah.
Hence the reason I put that in there, because he keeps saying it over and over again. And I don't know any other way to do it besides just making him a serial killer or a doctor that kills people. Like, it's what else are you going to do with this guy?
My thought about some of that is like, I feel like some again, the whole pick one part about it and it ruins the entire experience for some people. There's a lot of people who go like, there's not enough Bruce Wayne in this thing, therefore it's like not a good Batman movie. It's like, well,
that was the best part.
I totally agree, but it goes to the point about like a lot of the things that you're saying about like, either stories or movies or TV shows that are outside of Batman. Like if there's not enough Bruce Wayne in this, then there's not going to be enough Bruce Wayne in some of these side shows or these spin-offs that focus on Penguin or Catwoman or
he's not in any of them.
Right. And I don't think he should be. I'm just wondering what like the reception is, because I feel like it takes cultivating the audience to accept something like that, because they've got in their mind like what constitutes a Batman thing, a movie or a TV show. And I wonder about just like audience reception. I'm not suggesting that it's not a good idea. It's just like, is the audience ready? And I'm dancing around the word smart enough. It's like we kind of get like these, we get stupidly hung up on it's not this, so I don't like it. Like, get over yourself. Like,
hey,
open your brain to something else.
I'm gonna take this right now. I love the fact that Master Chief took his helmet off and he's not.
Wow.
Get over it. It was great. I was great first episode. All right. When heads were exploding at the first 5 minutes, you liked it. You were like, wow.
I haven't watched it yet. I actually haven't watched it yet.
Lots of blood.
Interesting. And you know what? Now that I've said exactly what I just said, I actually have to eat my words a little bit here and go watch it and see if I can handle that.
Because that was the controversy, and I was okay with it because I was okay with Jared Leto's Joker. I might not have liked it or the Snyder cuts. I still watch them because it's a different version of Batman.
Yeah.
Like, who am I to say? Like, I didn't create Batman.
Also, that was right after like he was the first one after Ledger. Right?
Who?
Like,
yes,
Jared Leto.
Yeah. Yes.
So like that's pretty tough.
He also did a Joker that was never been in the comics, and I don't know where it came from.
Yeah.
That was my issue. I'm like, Heath Ledger's Joker is based on some of the comics, so I was like, okay, that makes sense. The Joker movie definitely based on the comics. Unbelievable. Like, wow. But
Maybe I have to get around to that one. Maybe I haven't watched Joker. The Joker.
Holy poopies.
I know.
Hey, by the
I
way,
could get
you
back on
swore
it.
on the Xbox Drive this week. First
What's
time in
that?
a long time. You
Did
swore
I
on
say
the
an
Xbox
F bomb or like I don't think I had
No,
an
no,
F-bomb.
you
Like
you said an
S bomb? Yeah.
Yeah.
I like S bombs.
That's fine. I don't, but that's fine.
Really?
I don't. I try. I don't know what it is.
Like just nothing.
I try not to,
Not even a shizzball.
because if I do it, then I'm going to do it around my kid.
Yeah.
I'll slip.
Yeah.
Slip.
It's one of those.
Someone
I
told
wish
me that
I wish shit was an okay word to say. Just around
I think
kids
it
too.
should be. I think it
Yeah.
should be. But someone once told me if you have to use those words all the time, then all you're doing is making yourself look less intelligent. I'm like, that person was trying to be snooty to me at the time, which is fine.
Yeah.
People can be snooty.
Yeah. I think everything in moderation.
100%.
It's actually easier to abstain from everything than to just decide. This is why I need to do this with eating. Like I'm just not eating until like 4:30 because if there's a little wiggle room in before that, then I will have the donuts, I will have the pizzas, I will have all the things. I'm better. Like I'm saying this understanding that it's easier just to set a black and white rule. Absolutely no swearing ever. That's an easier thing to live by than be judicious about when you're going to drop that special S-bomb for the day. You know, when you're going to earn that PG-13 rating.
Fair enough. Like my new secret obsession is jujubes. Like I can't stop.
Just saying them or eating them?
No, they're eating. They're so damn good.
I know,
like,
man.
They're like
that's
so
a dad
good.
thing. My dad loves jujubes. You know, it's just like
so does mine. And I just
yeah,
started eating them recently.
that's
I was at Walmart, and because that's like
that's where you buy them.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, they're the official jujube store.
I bought a
Walmart.
big 10 of jujubes, and I was just like, all right.
Yeah,
I actually had a bag of jujubes at the Batman.
I love a bag too. It's just like the thin paper or plastic bag that they get.
The black licorice ones I toss in the garbage. Like,
See, that's the final form. That's the final dad form is when you embrace black licorice flavor.
No, man.
No, God, I can't do it, dude.
I'm not that old. What do you
I know.
think I am?
Just eventually. I was at what I was saying before. I was at Sobeys. This old lady just let one rip, man. She thought she was alone. Okay. She just let it go. Yeah.
I'll tell you this right now.
I wondered if that's what it was. I'm like, that's what it was.
I have no shame.
Yeah.
I will fart in an elevator.
Damn.
I will smile and let it know it's mine. It's all good.
In an elevator. That's not very nice.
I'm not holding it. It's not good for you. So
just a second. Just a minute.
Sometimes it's long, man. I'll just let it go. And I'll be like, ooh, I got a good one off there, didn't I?
Yeah.
What else can I do?
I don't know.
Who cares?
These are the things as kids,
those people aren't going to be around you. Who cares?
You know, that is a good, I don't know. It's just, is it one
it's
thing
not
you're right.
Courtesy. We all fart.
I was just thinking if it's rude or not. I know, but you don't have to do it. You have a choice.
I don't think it is, Sean.
I don't know if you're going to win me over on this one. I think you're
talking about like you could say S-bombs, and I'm like, it's okay to fart.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay, no, look at that. You know?
It's okay to fart,
what did we disagree about before that we're still okay friends with? I can't remember.
That you didn't like something, and it's fine. Indiana Jones. I'm okay with that.
Oh, right.
That's okay. There's a lot of things that you like that I don't like. That's fine.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's okay.
Like what?
I can see you like Kirby. Kirby's not good.
I don't love Kirby, but I may have bought it today.
You also, do you remember the very first time I did a review on a show with you and I told you what I was going to give the score to? And if you would have saw the look on your face when I said it out loud, this is you. It was me, you, and Ryan. It's not being recorded.
What were we talking about?
We were talking about Halo. And I said what my score was going to be. You were like, huh. Mm-hmm. It was almost like you wanted to be like, that's a choice. That's a choice. Like
and it's the funny thing is you fast forward to this point.
And I'm right.
You might be closer. Yeah. You might be closer.
I remember when I said it to you and I gave my reasons, and my reasons still stand now. And this is the same thing. And if you remember when I said, I was getting annoyed with the game, and you're like, really? And you're like, and now, what did I say to you in the comments? I'm like, you and Ryan now have the same comments I had from freaking 5 months ago.
Yeah. Interesting.
You now are saying the same thing.
For multiplayer, I think is maybe the biggest thing. And I would have, and definitely playing it expecting that it was going to be like progressing. And that's something that I condemn all the time. So yeah, I got to eat my words, I think, a little bit on that.
I literally said in the review when we did it, I said the multiplayer, the mechanics of it are phenomenal.
Yeah.
The gameplay is great. There is no hook and I can't stick around. There's nothing keeping me here. There's no reason. You're not giving me anything. You're not rewarding me for playing the game. You're rewarding me for turning the game on. Yeah. You're not rewarding me for actually playing the game, because all I have to do is technically just turn it on and let the match finish, and I get the same amount of points as the guy that just freaking killed everybody.
Well, and I think the thing that, if I remember correctly, what I was thinking at the time, and I think there's an analogy that I want to make to this as well, which is I don't like, and I think this holds true right now. I don't like that the incentive to continue to play has to be something other than the game is good. Like, but that is where we are with these types of games, is that there has to be something in addition to just there being a good game. And I was trying to really just kind of measure the game itself without getting too far into any of the other stuff, because it's so extra anyways. But like, I don't know if that's even really possible to do. You know what I mean? And so the analogy that I was trying to make is there's we do a fundraiser every year for the hospital that I work with, and personally, like, I just want to fundraise. I just want to do a good job and raise a bunch of money, and that's my reward. And there was people around me who were like, why don't I get a t-shirt when I raise this much money? I'm like, what do you mean? Like, what do you mean you need this selfish. Extra thing?
That's different. That's right? Selfish.
Well, and but it's very prevalent. And it was an interesting kind of like outer body experience where I'm like, oh yeah, I'm not like what incentivizes me to do the thing is not representative of the community. And it's the same thing with Halo or any multiplayer game. Is I would love it for it to just be like the core experience of the game, to be the thing that drives me to play the game, but it's not. People want their trinkets, they want their dye colors for their armors or whatever.
It's so for me, it's like you always play the game for an end goal. So if you told me I'm playing Halo and the gameplay's fun, but at the same time, if I continue to do this one path, I'm going to go get, like, the reason I like the Division 2. Yeah. Everything about the world is great. I think the gameplay is great, but I can know that if I grind it out, I'm going to get this crazy machine gun. Yeah. Or I'm going to get this thing. And then when I'm playing it and other people play, they're like, oh my God, that guy got that gun. Mm-hmm. Like, yeah, I got that gun. Yeah, it rewards you for playing the game. Mm-hmm. I feel that Halo Infinite doesn't even reward you for playing the game. Yeah, there's no, you're putting your time in. There's a lot of time when you're playing a video game. There's a lot of things. I know you use the analogy of the fundraiser. I don't think it's fair, because I truly feel like that person that wants the t-shirt, you should just be like, here, I'm going to take a picture of you donating so that you can post it on social media so you can feel like you're a good person. That's a thing. Like, it really, it's not even just the one person. Like, that's the totally, to me, that's just the world we live in. But like the video game thing is like, that's me putting my time, and my time is important. Yeah. So if you're not giving me anything back, and Halo Infinite is literally like everything we know about video games, we're going to just decide not to do that. Yeah. And we're going to make you play this just for the fact that it's Halo, and that wasn't good enough. There's too many games out there that give you a reward. And then when I found about the campaign, which everybody's saying now too, is like it was very lifeless. Like, there was a giant world, but all I did was keep going underground. And the world that I was going around on top, there was nothing there. Yeah. There's all these things that didn't do anything. Like, the amount of times that you go into like a cave and you go somewhere and you're like, okay, if this was any other game, there would be an Easter egg here, at least. And you're just making me walk down this long hallway to a door that doesn't open. Mm-hmm. And then I was playing Horizon. I texted Matt. I said, okay, so power cells, if any developer puts those in a game again, I'm going to lose my mind. Because Halo had too many, and Horizon has them. And I'm just like,
yes, you're right. Mm-hmm. That is a new thing. That's 2021 to 2022. That's the tombstone, please.
Please don't put power cells.
Yeah, we're good with this. We've had enough.
Like, what are you doing? Is this the new elevator loading screen? Is that what's happening to me here?
Yeah, because
I feel like that's what's happening.
What makes the length of a game, like what prompts you to play it for as long as you do? Is it there's a carrot on the end of the stick, or is it like that everything requires 6 micro steps in order to accomplish a thing? You know?
I play for story, and I also enjoy games that have stories and puzzles. Yeah. So that's maybe why
puzzles is that's a tricky thing too.
Tomb Raider.
Yeah. Oh, dude. I have to replay Rise of the Tomb Raider, because in my mind, And that is like that's the memory that I have, and I kind of want to like put that to the test again. And this is the mental breakdown I had when I was sick last week, where I'm like, why do I keep like going back to rushing to the new games? I keep telling myself it's not the best thing for me to be doing, and I've got games that I know are good and that I will have a good time playing. Why don't I just like stop everything and go play Rise of the Tomb Raider?
Mind you, I think you really would like Guardians.
Guardians of the Galaxy,
I really liked it.
Yeah.
I played it on my OLED, and the colors and the
I know.
Nelly.
See, this is just it. Like, it's just that easy. Look how dead set on Rise of the Tomb Raider I was a split second ago.
But I think you will get annoyed. What you just said to me about Horizon happens like 4 times in Guardians.
Yeah.
If you really don't like the story, you're really going to think you're grinding out a single player campaign.
Yeah.
Because I love the story. And even me at one point messaged somebody who'd finished it, our friend Luke Lore. Yeah. I'm like, I'm at this point. And he's like, you got about 4 to 5 hours. I'm like, really? Are you kidding me?
Mm-hmm.
I was like, not cool, dude. He's like, yeah. That I think they needed to end it sooner than they did. Yeah. Because I think that new thing of ever since the Order 1886, which I thought was a very good game and a very good story. And everybody was like, well, it's too short. I'm like, so what?
Yeah.
And now all of a sudden I got these games that are too long. What did I say to you about Valhalla? I'm a huge Assassin's Creed fan, and I'm like, damn, that game's too long.
I know,
like, it had no reason to be that long.
I mean,
like you have me convinced now. I don't care about any of the side missions. I am mainlining the rest of.
I haven't beat it. I haven't even mainlined that thing at all. And to me, it's like this
Horizon?
No, sorry, Valhalla.
Oh
I
Valhalla.
I did a pretty good job with Horizon, I would say.
I put in 96 hours on the PlayStation 5.
Wow.
And I've put in 30 plus hours on the Xbox Series X.
Good God.
Too many hours.
Yeah.
Hey, Ubisoft. Hey, I'm a huge fan of your games. Pay attention to me.
We're good. Oh, I see. See, that was Odyssey for me. And what I'm kind of getting at here is like, I was in it on Odyssey. Like that game could have been twice as long and I would have been there for it. And Valhalla, like I picked the wrong Ivor in Valhalla.
No, I don't think you did.
Yeah. Well, maybe not, but
I loved Cassandra and I played every DLC. I played everything about that game. I'm not getting Ragnarok.
Yeah.
I'm not. I've uninstalled it. I'm done.
It's enough.
Regardless of who you choose.
Yeah.
They're lifeless. There's just too much. And you know what I would love? Hey, Ubisoft,
where do we need to go?
Give me my Ezio, go all the way back. Redo Assassin's Creed 1 from the ground up. Redo Assassin's Creed 2 from the ground up. Just act like 3 never happened and just move on to Revelations. And just because 3 didn't make any sense to me. You went to this whole story that didn't. This give me the story that I watched a YouTube video on with my spaceship at the end that I never got to see. Let me see what the Animus is about. Finish Ezio. Finish the goddamn story and bring it. You could redo 1 and make that game good, but if you're going to redo it, you have to do one favor for me. You please take out the I'm going to follow this guy missions. Also, fix the jumping, which Horizon has. The amount of times that Horizon I jump off something and fall and go, wow, I just had an Assassin's Creed moment.
Yeah.
Because that's what anytime I fall and jump the wrong spot and I don't push myself there and I just jump off to the right, you're like, what are you doing? I call it an Assassin's Creed moment. It's an Assassin's Creed moment. And Horizon has a ton of them.
Yeah. No, I was talking about it with Matt earlier tonight, just like the climbing, it's not good. Like one of the things I forgot to mention on that thing was that I played the entire game with like the accessibility feature turned on you normally have to click the right stick to activate your focus and then see things, which you have to do far too often is a complaint I have about Horizon, to see like really anything of any notice. But particularly like ledges or things that you can grab onto. They're not super apparent unless you use your focus. And I just turn that on all the time. So
it's always yellow. I do that. I'll let you know as a wants to finish the game as easily as possible just so I can get my story. Yeah. I put every baby mode you could possibly put on in a game. Like I have decided originally when I did Halo Infinite for my first review, I remember telling you, I was like, I played it on regular. Like, what was I thinking? I'm never doing that again. I don't care. If you don't like it that I played on easy, don't listen to me. I don't care.
Yeah.
Like, whatever, man. I'm playing every game on easy.
Yeah.
Every game. And you know why? Because then it's fun. Like, I'm going through Horizon. I'm Superman out there. I don't care.
Oh, see, yeah.
Monsters don't mean nothing.
That would have
any
changed
bone
things
arrow.
for me. That definitely, because that was a frustration I had with it. Was
About 4 years ago, this is when I did it. I decided to just start playing games on easy mode.
yeah.
I just was like, and I put it all on story. Like, you can pick story, and then I started playing. I'm like, oh my god, because I was in a rut where I wasn't enjoying games. I put
Yeah.
everything on story mode. I'm like, oh my god, I have enough frustrations at home
Yeah.
and in my job. Why do I need them in video games? Why is that fun?
I had a moment
Why?
where I think I've like tried to calm down over the years, where I got way too angry at like Call of Duty or whatever it was, just having those rage moments. And like for the most part, I think I've got those pretty calmed down. But I like, it was almost like a burp. Like I had a moment with Horizon last week where I was playing it and just something frustrating happened. And like, I couldn't close my mouth fast enough. Like I actually like was reacting to my own swear word that I screamed out. I was just F-bomb. And I'm like, I didn't mean to do that. Like it was just so autonomous. It was just this reaction. Chelsea messaged me like, what are you swearing at? I'm like, I didn't even like think about it. Sometimes there's that split second where you can like decide, am I really about to scream like this? And then you go ahead and you do it and you feel like a dummy anyways. But this one surprised me. It was an involuntary action just to swear. Like a little throw up. But
Jesus.
this is not a
What were you
thing.
so frustrated about?
I don't know. I think I don't know. I just got killed. I just said fuck.
I haven't died once.
Well, there's that. Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't died once. Not even close.
No. The way that you have to heal, like you have to take your thumb.
I have auto heal
off.
on. I have auto heal on.
Oh,
I just
that's a
heal
thing.
automatically.
That would be better.
Oh yeah, you could accessibility settings. I automatically heal.
I feel like
I
I
don't have
need
to
like a pedal or something. It's like the way that it's supposed to work is like you hit the up on the D-pad. It's like that's not. Why am I taking my thumb off of the thing that moves me, which gets me out of the way of the attacker?
If you
Let me
start
stand still
complaining
for a
about
second.
controls of a video game and yet you're such a big fan of Halo, come on now.
What's wrong with the controls in Halo?
When there was no oh my god, I remember
The
what was
original. I mean, that's fine.
all of them, like they were
Yeah.
so bad. Like they were just so bad. They were so bad.
I mean,
When
my
you
entire
play
credibility
Master Chief
goes out the
Collection and
window
you-
because I say the fifth one is a good game. I like Halo 5 a lot.
No, the story was good. That's
Yeah.
fine. But
Yeah.
when you play like the multiplayer and you have it like on random where it can go through any of the Halos and all of a sudden your controls change all the time, you're like, oh my god.
Yeah, that's a bit of a
this is
disaster.
painful.
Yeah,
It's so
that's a bit of
painful.
a mess. Call of Duty did it. And then everybody should just make the controls like Call of Duty.
Honestly, or even their
Those are the correct controls.
leveling system. Just
Or
do
Destiny.
all of it.
I
Just do the
know.
one.
Like ever since Modern Warfare, like what a game changer. Modern Warfare, holy crap, man.
Like when
What a
they did it
moment.
with like, hey, when you do these cool things, you get this new label for yourself. So when you're in the chat, everybody knows that you're the badass that did this. Do that.
Yeah.
You know why? Because that's
know.
clout and it works. Okay.
and enough things are being copied all the time. Like, why not take some of the really good things?
What, dude? Everything is a copy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
Like it's all a like what?
don't not
Why?
copy it so that you're not
Well,
copying
that's,
something.
That's
It's
like we're content creators, and I always see people like, "Oh, I want to be original." Guess what? You can't be. So just get over yourself.
yeah, not
stop trying-
wholly, not entirely original.
But you know what I mean? Like
Mm-hmm.
everything is inspired from everything.
Yep.
Somebody figured out something and it was really good, and they're like, "Oh, let's do it." And then people are like, "Well, you can't do that anymore because like that's what everybody does." Well,
Yeah.
No, that's because that's you know why everybody does it? Because it works.
Yeah.
It works.
Well,
It works.
yeah.
It works. It works. It works. And unfortunately, it works. And
Yeah.
if you don't think it is, well, I don't know what to tell you because guess what? The numbers say something totally different.
Yeah, man. I feel like Patreon owes a huge debt of gratitude or something to Kind of Funny, because like Kind of Funny just showed the world like this is how you do it.
100%.
You know what I mean? Like I don't even know if they like. I'm sure there's another side of the world side of Patreon that like somebody else had figured out in some other field or whatever. But like as far as video games are concerned, which is a gigantic audience, those guys just showed you patreon.com/kindoffunnygames and like everybody.
And I hate the app. Like when you told me, I actually responded to your tweet.
I wasn't sure if you were joking or not.
No, I don't understand what you're like.
okay.
I was like, you could do that because
Yeah.
that was one of the things I used to hate about the app. Like I hate listen games, and you were the only ones that I Patreon towards.
Mm-hmm.
Because I watch your stuff enough. I'm like, you know what? I should give you some money. That's you deserve it.
Thank you.
But and Hey Listen Games, because I think Zach does something awesome, and he's trying to teach people using video games, and he's a teacher, and they don't get paid enough, and the guy's awesome. But I hate the app. I hate everything about Patreon.
I get it. I get it.
It's so annoying.
Yeah. But everybody does it because like if Kind of Funny doesn't do that,
they don't have a show.
They don't have a show, and a bunch of indie content creators around the world like don't even take that jump. Because like so much of it is even just like the notion of, or the behavior that you just described of supporting people in that way, like that just wasn't a thing before. And then they got thousands of people to do it. It's a sort of like almost like a societal expectation. Like you tip your waitress, or you tip your server, because that's what society says to do. And if Kind of Funny doesn't do that that's my argument. I don't know if it's a controversial one.
No, I don't think it's controversial. I think, you know what have we always said? Whether it's controversial or not, it's what you believe. Who cares?
I'd be curious to hear from anybody who thinks otherwise. Honestly,
I think it's a great. I think their biggest issue is the app sucks. But what do they care?
Oh, totally. Yeah, I mean, it's like who else can, like, what competitor is there? Like, what choice do I have to go to something else even remotely like that? But
the fact that you told me that I can finally like listen through iTunes, I was like, okay, the app doesn't suck as much.
I'll hit you up on.
I'll Google it. It's fine. But I was in shock when you said that. I was like, holy moly.
Yeah,
well, that's the other thing. I don't want to Facebook something. I don't want to just put a question out there that I can simply Google. I'll figure it out, buddy. I call it because it's like the 60-year-olds. I'll put a question on Facebook, like my mom, and I'm like, what are you doing? Just look that up. Why are you asking Facebook?
Let me go to letmegooglethatforyou.com.
Yeah, like seriously. When people are like, does anybody know where the pet store is here in Keswick? And I'm just like, I'll just reply with the Google link. And the person's like, you're being smart. I'm like, well, yeah. I use. You wouldn't really start there.
Like there's another.
Multi-weevil. I'm being rude. Sorry, I'm being rude now. My apologies.
That's late.
Yeah, well, yeah, but yeah, I don't know. I've gotten to the point where someone asked me once why I do this and why I do the content creation stuff, and my answer was, I said, for one, because I enjoy it, and two, for my family. Like if I'm getting like on YouTube, I won't lie, I get paid money by YouTube. I don't know, and I'm taking that money and if I can make more of it, I will.
Yeah,
I don't know. Like I will. I don't know.
I'm glad you brought that up again, because I wanted to ask you when we were talking about it before about like, does it seem like maybe when this all started 5-6 years ago, it seemed like only the lucky ones could make any money on YouTube or doing anything like this, and I feel like now 2022, it isn't just the lucky ones. I feel like there's a legitimate chance, like for a bunch of people to make some money.
Agreed, but I think you have to work for it.
Definitely, it's still not guaranteed.
No, like I do scripts. I thought what was great, I took all the information that I could find about Starfield and I made a video about it and said, here's everything you need to know about Starfield. Yeah. It's gotten about 100 views.
Yeah.
And then I'll put out, here's the new Game Pass games, and I'll get friggin' 10,000 views. And I'm just like, whatever. It's the algorithm.
Yeah.
It is what it is. Like I said, I'm going to do this Nathan Drake versus thing. You'll watch it, and probably 3 other people.
Oh, I can't wait for it, actually, man. See, okay, so like this is a coin flip at this point for me. It's like Uncharted 1 or one of those games, or Tomb Raider.
Well, did you get the Legacy Collection from PlayStation?
Yeah.
And to the people listening, we're not sounding like, I hope we're not sounding condescending and conceited, but like, once again, we both make content. Yeah. And we work really hard at it, and PlayStation and Xbox recognize that, and they work with us, and we're grateful for that, and they're awesome people.
Yeah.
I just want to get that out of the way. Then you have your PS5?
Yeah.
Play the Legacy Collection.
Yeah.
Like, what are you thinking? Have you played Lost Legacy itself?
Yep. Yeah.
Like, I thought that game was phenomenal.
Yeah. I love this,
I thought the beginning of the game was better. I thought when we got to the open world part, I was like,
yeah.
But I really thought that when you're in the city and you're jumping off the signs and stuff, like, oh, so good. The neon signs. Just replay that again. You don't have to play the whole thing. Just replay that again. So you do the signs and you're jumping off buildings and stuff. I think I'm going to play Uncharted 4 again. But my biggest issue is Lego Star Wars comes out next week,
2 weeks away. Yeah.
And that is, when that comes out, like that's one of my most anticipated games are that. Gotham Knights, the
Yes.
game that you don't care about, Hogwarts. A lot of, I really
I still want to talk about it.
No, it's fine. Hey, I will say this. My wife and I met because of that movie,
Yeah.
and that's my reasoning. It is what it is.
Yeah.
All right, we're moving on. But so those are I'm excited for Lego Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
Like very excited for Lego
I feel
Star
like
Wars.
this show, I don't mean to like brush it off here. I feel like this show is a little bit more of an open space to at least have a little bit of a conversation about it. I feel like the thing that I would say about it is just like there's not a conversation that is seemingly allowed to be had. And I think I'm mostly frustrated by that.
And I 100% agree with you. And I listen to Luke does a very good conversation, but it's by himself. But he, I think you'd really, I even DM'd him and was like, well said. Like, very well said. It's not black and white.
Yeah. No, of course not.
It's even the people that are calling it out and they work for a certain company. I'm like, you work for Tencent and you can't get on any ivory tower working for that company. You just stop it. And it's just like, also like, you know what? She's a terrible person, what she's saying. But also, okay, hate Disney. They're bad. Hate Amazon. They're terrible too. Disney's really bad. The fact that they use their answer of saying, hey, we put out movies that have this in it. Yeah, that's not an answer.
Yeah, that's like, I've got a friend.
100%. That's exactly what it is. So like don't pick and choose what you're really mad about. If you're going to go all the way.
Yeah.
That's for me. I hate her, and it's okay. I don't hate her. I don't know her personally. Yeah. I don't disagree. I disagree with her views, and I think she's what she keeps continuing to say. But you know what? They're just words. So a lot of times I just say, just ignore those things. What Disney did financially backing something was worse than her words.
Yeah.
Disney financially backed something. Financially.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then said, oopsie, you caught us. We didn't do that. Hey, we're going to put out a statement saying, look at our movies.
Yeah.
Okay. But they financially, she's just saying words. Just ignore her. The more we talk about it, the more we bring it up, the more we're giving it a voice.
These are the types of things that we teach our kids, just ignore it, go walk in the other direction, just go away. And here we are, grown adults all over the planet, just like proving how, like, it's not like you shouldn't be outraged by something. You're allowed to be upset by things. But like, I have like almost like the worst reaction to outrage generally, like, which makes me look like I'm siding with the side that they're outraged on, where it's just like, I'm just bouncing completely off of them. And it's like, damn it. Like we don't disagree, but you're so full of venom that I can't stand alongside the venom. Like that's my kind of stance. And I don't know what happened, but I cannot hear you now. Hang on a second. Something might have happened.
Sorry. I touched my mic.
Gotcha.
Elgato. There was a time where we were playing Halo and the conversation got...
Yes.
Okay.
The truckers.
I thought the reason you did what you did wasn't because you were siding. And some people thought you were.
Some people thought... Dude, they were not even listening to me. And that's when I get upset.
I thought you were just like, hey, guys, like, let's just... like, okay, because we were spitting venom.
Mm-hmm.
And I wasn't the only one. I know I wasn't, but we were spitting venom. And I think that was more out of frustration because what was going on in my neighborhood.
Of course.
They were protesting down my street. And I'm like,
yes.
Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Dude, they did it a week ago. I'm like, dude, mandates are gone. Like, what do you, anyways, it is what it is. People are allowed to say what they want, but there's also consequences to your words, but you can also ignore that. You can ignore those words.
Yeah.
You can be you. Worry about yourself sometimes. Like, the more you want to get outraged and do what you got to do, get more outraged at what's going on in the Ukraine. Get more outraged at what's going on in the states in the United States where they're making it so it's almost against the law to be gay. Like, come on now.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Stop worrying about what J.K. Rowling said. She has nothing to do with this game except for the fact that they're using her property. That's it.
Yeah.
Stop it. You can get mad. That's on you. Mm-hmm. You want to be mad? Go ahead. You have a right to. But to tell other people they can't, no, you can't do that. And
also to translate, if you do buy this game, then it's just as bad as doing blah, blah, blah. And it's like...
And that's not true. That makes it worse. Now you're weaponizing
that makes
something.
It really hard.
You're weaponizing something, and that's not fair. It really isn't. Like I said, for me, my I didn't know who Harry Potter was, and when I met my wife, she was a big Harry Potter fan. She read all the books. Our first vacation, we went to Florida, we went to Harry Potter World. So to us, it has a special meaning.
Yeah.
That's like solidifies our relationship. So
Yeah.
you know what? It's just a book.
Yeah.
Like I separate the author from the art, and she can still suck. And I got tickets to Cursed Child. I'm going. It's gonna be great. My wife's gonna enjoy it. I'm sorry. I don't know, man. We can look into all these people, the developers, we're saying they're all bad because they made the game. Like, is that what we're saying?
Yeah, exactly.
Are they bad people because they made the video game? They're not bad people.
I know.
I'm sure we could go into any lore, all the Marvel movies.
To the point
Look
earlier,
at the Marvel movies.
Yeah.
Some of those actors, they're terrible.
Yeah.
Some of those people are terrible. Go
watch any Miramax movie.
Thank you. Good Will Hunting's one of my favorites of all time. And guess what? Harvey Weinstein sucks.
Yeah.
Bill Cosby, The Cosby Show. I grew up on that thing. He sucks.
Yeah. Dude, Chappelle's bit on Cosby, amazing. Is absolutely hilarious.
And you could even look at a certain character that is the lead actor in the Jurassic Park movies and in Guardians of the Galaxies. He said some terrible things.
I don't. It's so funny.
Are we giving it a pass because it's a Marvel? Is that what we're doing?
I really have to think about Chris Pratt. Is what you're saying? I was like,
100%.
The actual Jurassic Park movie, not these other ones that have come.
But he said some terrible things, and that's because he's very religious, and there's nothing wrong with that. But like his views are based on his religion.
Yeah,
and he's definitely said some terrible, terrible things. But for some reason, we're going only after this one thing. It seems that there's a lot of pick and choosing.
Yeah.
Well, Disney gives me so much, so I can't. I'm gonna just pass. Like, do you remember when we grew up? Like the Disney artists were putting penises and stuff. Like it's every.
I know.
Little
Mermaid.
We used to joke about that stuff. We would joke about that stuff.
It was real, man. Yeah, the flowers and Lion King.
And now, that's a no. Like that's like, you're getting canceled, you're getting fired, it's over. We would joke about that stuff, and that's not to say it was a good thing. But all I'm saying is, I don't know, man.
You know what though? It's not for a lack of trying. Like people are trying to be comprehensive about this. Like it just takes energy. So they're trying to go like after everybody. And I think glass houses. Every time I see something like this happens, I just think glass houses. Like
you're not wrong.
We all make mistakes. We all screw up, and it doesn't mean that there are things that are forgivable or unforgivable. It's just there are. I think we all act when we do
Putin,
that.
Unforgivable. Hitler,
of course,
unforgivable.
Of course.
These are very bad things. Even J.K. Rowling, I can't forgive her for what she said. I totally disagree with what she's saying, but I'm still gonna play Harry Potter. I'm sorry. I don't even feel bad. I did a video on it. I'm playing Harry Potter. I'm very excited about
this is my issue with the conversation or lack thereof. Is that like you're just gonna play it quietly?
No,
like, and you or well, maybe not you specifically, but like many people are just like, I'm still gonna play, but I guess I'll just like shamefully do it over here because
I've learned not to care, and when you don't care, people leave you alone.
Yeah,
if that makes any sense.
I think that's a good way to go about it, man.
If I would get involved in the conversation or tell people that they're wrong for telling me I'm wrong, then I'm giving them more fuel and I'm giving them what they want, and instead I'm just gonna be like, whatever, I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do. And if you want to attack me, you know what's the best part about social media? I can just block you. I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care.
On the Xbox Drive, I just didn't even want to get into it.
Yeah, they didn't on the PlayStation Drive either. That's fine. Yeah. I even had a very good conversation with someone that you know very well. We did it through DMs, and I know their views, and I gave my views, and they respected, and I respected it. It's fine. Like,
Look at that. It's amazing.
I can have conversations. You know what I find? You have better and more respectful conversations through DMs than you do the people's public personas that they try and put out into social media are not.
Oh, yeah. Oh, definitely.
9 times out of 10. 9 times out of 10.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate, but it's just the way the world works. There's a lot of public that look at me, look how good I am, and you're like, actually, that's
the glass houses kind of thing that I'm talking about. It's like we all do stuff. We all screw up, man, and to try and act like we don't, it's silly and it's totally inauthentic and it's just lying, and I see right through it. So
yeah, I'm as you probably noticed, I'm very straight and cut forward. I'm like, whatever.
Yeah.
I like it. Whatever, man.
Yeah.
I'm just whatever.
That's just it. That's just it. It's like the game is going to be. It looks like it's going to be pretty good. Like
honestly,
that's the
my
crappiest
wife
part
wants to
about
play it.
the whole
My
thing.
wife wants to play it.
Is like as a game, if you're just looking at like the art of games or whatever you want to call it, like the appreciation
But it is an
of
art,
video
and
games.
I think you should be allowed to enjoy it.
Mm-hmm. I agree. Yeah, and like just watch it. Like it could really like push either the genre or the whole field forward, man. Like it really has potential. This thing, like it's.
And then people were like dissecting Harry Potter books and saying this, and that, and I was like, have you like as someone who's taken a media English class a lot, and I really, dude, just watch a Star Wars movie.
Yeah.
Like all these things, everything you like, I promise you, we can go through it and figure out some terrible, terrible stuff in it.
Did we talk about this last time?
No.
Where do you land on The Last Jedi? Where do you stand on that one?
Oh, I loved it. I'm here, and here's the reason why. I grew up not getting Star Wars stuff until we got the prequels. I had a long time of getting no geek culture. You know what? I just enjoy it now. I can go through and say, like I said to you about the Snyder stuff, it's not for me, but I'll still enjoy it.
Yeah.
Because you're going to have
the Snyder Cut. I should watch that. What is it? 5 hours long?
It's a lot harder to go through life trying to find everything that's wrong with things.
Yeah.
Than just enjoying it. And if you don't like it, whatever, move on. Like I always look at Twitter as an example of something where friends of ours will put out a positive tweet on a daily basis. Luke Lore does, Josh does from Pixel Serial. They put out a great day tweet every day. They probably get maybe 1 or 2 people responding or maybe 2 likes. If they would put out a I hate this tweet every day, they'd get 1 million people responding.
Yeah, it sucks. I mean, that's a tale as old as time.
Like with the Halo thing. Halo came out, so I tested the theory. All people were saying is here's the 2 things I liked and here's all the things I hate. Because if you put hate in there, if you put any negative comments in, you get a lot more out of it. And I put out on the Xbox A thing, I was like, I really enjoyed the Halo TV series. 0 interaction.
But do you think that's I think I agree with what you're saying, but in this particular case, do you think it's more of a reflection that people just don't like it? Like that they just don't agree with
yes and no,
take?
but I also think that what happens a lot.
Yeah.
And
I agree with the overall sentiment, but I just think in this case,
it's the pile-on of
that.
Oh, it is as soon as the 3 people say they don't like it, then everybody's like, well, look, they're getting a lot of engagement. I'm going to do it. And I think that has happened a lot with game reviews lately. We talked about it on the podcast where a lot of really good scores coming out of some really bad games. And I'm just like, for me, like I play the game and I'm like, it's not that good. How is this getting such a good score? Or these games are getting perfect 10s and people on PC can't even play the game.
Yeah.
Like, no offense, Elden Ring, but like my brother couldn't play the game for days.
Yeah.
The game didn't work. Like it didn't work. The game was broken.
I think
it's 10 out of 10. No, that's not true.
We're hitting a point in time where I think the distrust in reviews is going to become a huge problem. Like I don't know exactly what the comparison is, but like there's some sort of like collapse happening, and we're watching it happen. I think this is like it's an overvaluation on the available products out there, and I don't know. In some ways, it's kind of like reminding me of like the comics back in the day when it's just like you thought you were buying this thing because it was good. Or because it was going to be valuable, and it's just not like it's some sort
like
of
the 90s.
bust. Yeah. And the last couple of months is a good example of this. Like people are buying games because they're told like these are 10 out of 10s and whatever, and they're just not. So like, what is the result? Are people either going to stop buying games, or are they going to stop trusting reviews, or what? There has to be some sort of impact.
And I want to put a caveat. I haven't played Elden Ring, and I'm not saying it's a bad game.
Yep. No, same. I'm just commenting on the overall.
Yeah, like because I don't want to, because the last time I made a joke about a Souls game, I made it to bad bit. Every single person for the PlayStation Trophy Room fan base attacked me for 3 days. So I just think
that's just Elden Ring.
Yeah, I just give the example that the game got a 10 out of 10 by, I would say, almost all of our friends, and my brother couldn't play it.
Yeah.
Like he literally couldn't play the game, or even Cyberpunk. I tried to go back, and I'm like, nope, still don't like it. Like it wasn't the game for me. Yeah, that's fine. I know, that's fine.
Yep.
But it wasn't for me. It's not that it's a bad game.
Yeah.
Luke Lore was the one who explained this to me. He's like, Court, it's just not for you. And so that's my new. Yeah, you know what, Luke, you're right. Like I tried to go play Hellblade. was like, you know what? I'll give it a second chance. Maybe there was
Yeah.
something I just didn't like about it.
Yeah.
And you know what?
It's just
Still
not-
don't like the game. It's
Yep.
just not for me. And
And that's
it could
always
be
going to
for
be
other
the
people.
intangible.
And that's the best thing about video games.
Yeah.
There's always someone that's going to like it, and there's always going to be someone that dislikes it. But instead of disliking it, I'm going to appreciate the art and just be like, it doesn't work for me.
Yeah.
I just need a open sandbox to go deal with.
That's always going to exist, and that's always going to be the thing that kind of like keeps that collapse I'm talking about, which I really don't hope that it happens, but that's its safety. It's got a bit of a buffer. Like, you don't really know, is there something either nefarious or I don't know, like what it is. I just don't think people are doing a good job reviewing these days.
I don't think they are either.
I really don't. I think we've just kind of accepted mediocrity in the field, generally speaking, and that's that's just me.
I was shocked when Forza didn't get perfect 10s, and I thought that I was like, that was the first time a racing game made me want to play it over and over again.
Yeah.
And then we're all doing the Halo review, and I'm like, I didn't like the game, and like you and Ryan are gushing over it, and I'm like, okay, is it me? Am I wrong?
Yeah.
And then like everybody else is gushing over it, and then like 4 months later, everybody's like, you know what? I don't think it's a good game, and I'm like, okay, so okay, all right, like,
Yeah.
it was just everybody had these. It's like the first. We get this new cookie and we're like, oh, this is a new shiny cookie. I really like this cookie. And then by the time we get to the end of the cookie, we're like, ooh, I don't think like Tiny Tina's getting decent reviews. Yet someone that I know has played the game that I usually like the games is them. They were like, yeah, so I don't like this game. I was like, oh, okay. They're like, you won't like it. Don't even buy it. I'm like, okay,
See, and I want to break it down further than difference of opinions. But I just want to kind of think about like,
well, no, there's always going to be differences of opinions.
Right.
Like I truly felt with the whole Elden Ring thing. Someone, I saw this on Twitter somewhere. Someone said the people that should be reviewing it are people that haven't played any of the Soulsborne games. I was like,
I think it's interesting one or both
those
ways.
Soulsborne people were all giving it 10 out of 10s.
Sure, but it's also like you look at reviews over the last long time, and it's like you'll get either side of the coin. You have somebody who doesn't know this series or the history about it or whatever. They go ahead and review it, and this has happened in the past. They get dunked on for like, why did this person review it? Like they don't appreciate the nuances or the blah,
Greg
blah,
Miller.
blah.
Greg Miller got dunked on for Uncharted 3. Hard.
Oh, did he?
For giving it, yeah, because he gave it a 10 out of 10. And everybody lost their minds on him.
Well, and so that's the other end. That's the other side of the coin. So there's I don't know anything about this. I'm going to play it, and then I give it maybe too low of a score, and people chalk it up to, well, you don't know what you're talking about, or you're a fanboy and you 10 out of 10.
Or you know what? Forget scores.
Yeah.
Forget scores. Here's the things I liked about it. Here's the things I don't like about it. You make a choice.
Yeah.
I don't know. Scores don't even make any sense to me half the time. Like when we were talking and you're like, well, if you had to give a score, I'm like, okay, 7.5. And you're like, you literally like did this in your chair and you like lean back on me. I'm like, was that? Ooh, I guess I
think my reaction was like, it just didn't seem like it's not like it was funny because I was just talking to Matt about this before. It just doesn't say anything like, and I don't mean to say that you're not like, it doesn't say that you didn't say that it was bad or you didn't say it was excellent. And I said it was good. I was surprised that I felt like it could have gone more like one way or another. Like you could have been just like blown away because you're stoked that Halo's back and it doesn't suck, or you lean.
I was
really
stoked that Halo's back and it didn't suck, but I didn't want to be.
Yeah,
Halo's back. I'm going to give it a 10.
That. Yeah, you still had gravity in your. Yeah, you're still tied down to the ground. You were still grounded in your commentary about.
Yeah, like for last year. A game that I really liked, but not everybody else did because like the fan base didn't, was NHL 22. I still play that damn game. That was the first. That's the first.
That is one of the true injustices in video games. If we really want to get real about it, is the apathy in gaming journalism and commentary about sports games. That sucks. That's awful.
Two of my favorite games this year were Forza Horizon and NHL 22.
Totally. Yeah.
I thought Forza Horizon, and it still is the best open world game I've played in a long time.
Yep.
So well done.
And somebody had mentioned it the other day, and it's like, I felt ashamed that I haven't played it in so long.
Same. We stopped talking about it on the channel, and I'm like, I still to this day, I think Halo released too soon. It wasn't ready. It's still not ready. And Forza could have you kept saying it when we did our Halo that Forza needed more time, and I was like, oh no, it doesn't. You know what? It did.
Yeah.
It did. It needed more time. I mean, Forza needed more time for it to shine. I think Halo could have been fine releasing right now.
Yeah.
And we still wouldn't have had the Forge, and you wouldn't have caught you. That game, for me,
They would have if they didn't launch it, because they've been busy. I feel like they could have. I feel like the time isn't quite the same.
Yeah. I wanted co-op right off the bat.
That's what I'm looking forward to.
Still irks me.
Yeah. I want to, like, that's the whole.
And when we heard that whole dev diary and they were like, we cut 40% of the game, I'm like, yeah, that makes sense.
Makes sense. Yeah.
As
You can
someone
see
that has
it.
played 2 separate versions, because the version we played and reviewed is not the final game. Because I finished the game twice now. I played it and then I went through it again, and some of the stuff was a little bit different. I'm like, okay.
That's the other thing. We just
couple
accept
different things.
That's just a thing.
Well, and that's the other thing I said to somebody. I was like, okay, if developers are going to give us games, and they do, and thank you to the developers, we should be getting the same game for review that people are going to be buying on day one.
Yeah,
and we're not.
That's I like
we're
that
getting
we
a
just
different version.
We just recorded our Horizon. It's March 25th as we record this, and we just recorded our Horizon review. Game's been out for like a month.
I honestly think that, unfortunately, any game review that happens before the launch of the game should not be called a review. Should just be called an impression.
Yeah,
because you're not playing with day one patch, and you're not playing the game.
I think
because
I'm with you on
sometimes day one patches break games. Sometimes games that are like Psychonauts 2. Love that game. One of my favorite games of last year. The trophies weren't popping for me. Yeah. I mean, achievements. Jesus, I can't believe it.
Well, I think you could have played it on PlayStation.
Yes, but our review code that we got was Xbox. My achievements weren't popping.
I couldn't finish the game. It froze. It bugged out on me. I couldn't progress, actually. So I had to wait till the game came out, waited for a patch, and then realized I wasn't even close. Like, I thought I was way further along, but yeah, not even a little bit.
So there you go. Like,
and this is just the thing. It's not like one-offs. It's not just Psychonauts.
Look at Gran Turismo.
Yikes. Gran Turismo is, and you know what? The only reason I'm completely outraged by that one is because we picked it in our fantasy league with the trophy room, and that thing's sitting at like an 87 or something like that, and it helped us out quite a lot. So yeah, keep getting me those fantasy points. But yeah, like, what do you do? That game, like, if you reviewed it now, and I think Matt and Ryan did their review on that yesterday, I think. So they're going to capture that disaster in their review conversation, rather than completely missing it and going like, this is an amazing racing game. You're like, don't you just feel a little bit silly, right?
Like, how many online games don't work on day one?
Yeah. I feel like how did we not learn our lesson with Master Chief Collection? I feel like even IGN at that time, like, they rewrote their review policies on that, like their whole editorial like process. And still, I don't think that we've really addressed this.
Yeah, because we're getting early access to the game, but we're not actually getting the game that people buy.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's weird. Like,
so it is a
playing this game. Like, you and I, we know we're going to play Starfield. We're going to get that game.
Ooh, dude, I hadn't even thought of that, actually. You're probably right.
We'll get that game, but Bethesda has been known to like not give it too early. So we'll get a week before the game launches. You and I will have that.
You better finish it.
See, I'm not that guy. I'm not doing that again. After Halo, I'm never doing that.
You know what? I didn't even do it with the console, the Series X. I refused to do like this is my review of the thing, because it's like, this isn't done. Like, it was just, I couldn't talk about like quick resume. I didn't know how it was going to be for other people. And I just didn't feel comfortable about that at all. Like, especially because it was so expensive for people to go like, I'm going to base my $500 decision based on this guy's review. And I'm like, I don't know how this is going to work for you guys. Like, I really don't.
As someone that's been playing a lot of PlayStation 5, well, one game on the PlayStation 5, I miss my Xbox.
Yeah.
A quick resume? Jesus.
I think it's a thing, and smart delivery, I think, is a thing. And
when I'm playing Horizon, and every time I'm going in and I put it on rest mode, and sometimes the game just all of a sudden like deletes itself, and I got to go back and start all over again. Like, not the save, but like it's no longer in rest mode.
I didn't know that the thing could do an upgrade while in rest mode or an update that could turn the game off.
Yeah, so it's happening a lot to me. So it's annoying.
Like, what? What the hell, PlayStation? Yeah.
So like, I'm playing Grand Theft right now. I'm replaying Grand Theft Auto in my office.
Good Xbox on you. Nice.
It looks really good. It's fun to play. I was trying to find something I could just get lost in and just have fun. Grand Theft Auto is like perfect. So I'm playing that on Xbox, and the show comes out next week, so I'll be playing that on my Xbox.
Oh yeah.
And then
you should stream that. You should stream the show.
Me, I'm not a streamer guy.
I feel like that'd be great for you to do.
But then I don't. That doesn't sound like something I want to do. I don't.
Okay,
I
well,
can't.
then
You know what? No, I'll explain. I tried doing Twitch. I don't know how people can play games and have a conversation
Yeah.
with this.
Something
with the
is
chat.
going to be missing. Like that.
Like you're lucky. You're smart.
Yeah.
The way you do it, you open the Discord and people are talking to you.
Yeah.
So you don't really have to pay attention to the chat because paying attention to chat is hard.
Yeah. Well, most of the time.
I
Like, if
commend
it's-
anybody who Twitch streams. Honestly,
Oh, dude.
commend them.
People making it look easy out there for sure. Yeah. I don't know. It's I probably
show
missed
is gonna
something
be
for the
good.
first hours of
We
Cyberpunk
should play
and Horizon.
The next Saturday. We should play the show for Halo Saturday.
Dude, I forgot that's actually going to be game. Like
Next
give
Saturday,
me Game
bro.
Pass. Look at that.
Next Saturday.
That'll be my one and only night with the game because that's what I did last year.
We didn't get codes. I know we're not. It is what it is. I didn't think we would. I guess you guys got them last year, but not this year. It's
MLB?
not
We didn't get codes for MLB, the show.
happening. Oh, no?
No, it's just Game Pass.
Oh, okay. Oh,
No.
yeah, because it's a PlayStation game, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
But anyways, I'm very excited about Starfield. But that game's like...
Did you
I'm
hear
not-
on Xbox Drive? Like I've been trying, and I've even been like, "What are people excited about this game for? Like, what are you guys doing? We don't know anything about it." And then God Howard sits around a table with these super fancy chairs with 3 other people, and I'm like, "I'm all in. Give me this game, man." I just
Well,
want
I
it.
did.
Like,
I did a
totally
video that
irrational.
literally breaks down everything that they've said about this game so far.
Yeah.
And when I did my script, I was like, "Ooh, I'm hyped."
Yeah.
And then I looked into all the Bethesda games, and I say it in the video. They never give you gameplay until like 4 months before the game drops.
Yeah,
all
good.
their games.
Good.
Go in the history of their games. Remember E3 when they announced Fallout and the game
Of
came out
course.
4 months later?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So when they do the June Xbox event or
I know.
the June, because you guys don't talk about rumors on Xbox Drive, they're doing a June Xbox event.
Yeah.
When Jeff Grubb says something happening, it's happening. It's not a rumor anymore. My
Well,
new
and
rule is
so
when
part of
Jeff
it is
Grubb says it, it's not a rumor.
the short format of the Xbox Drive. We just go like, well, if we have to be choosy about what we're going to talk about, just don't do rumors. That's number one. Number 2 is Jeff Grubb is ruining everything for everybody. It's like, I want to be surprised. Like, I love Jeff Grubb, and he's like
Spartacus got
obviously
announced
tapped
today,
in.
right?
Well,
Schreier
Bloomberg,
dropped it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, we made a rule that when Schreier says it and Jeff Grubb says it, it's like when Elliot Friedman says a trade in hockey. It's
Yeah.
happened. It's real.
Free.
So when Jeff Grubb says this is what's happening, this is what's happening.
I know,
Like,
and
you know what I
that's why I
mean?
had to turn them off because I'm like, it's just I want to turn my phone on and go like, holy crap, I can't believe this is like the Bethesda deal like that. Like there's few things that you can get
But those
genuinely
have all,
surprised.
those haven't been given away. Like those were surprises.
That's what I'm saying. I want more of that. Like I enjoyed that quite a lot.
But
like,
even
it's-
when Grubb announces something, I'm like, that's
I know,
cool, dude.
and that's Donnie's argument about the whole thing too. He's like, well, at least like you have that moment. It's just not,
not the
rolled
moment
out,
you
like-
want.
exactly. Or yeah, I don't know.
Like when Spartacus got announced today, I was like, okay, so that was a rumor from a couple of weeks ago, and everybody acted like it wasn't real. And now we're just, yeah it's real now.
What was it? It was the delay of Suicide Squad. I was genuinely confused by the announcement that it was delayed. I'm like, deja vu. Like I saw the cat again. What? I thought that we did this already. And it was just that it was rumor. It was a
Well,
Jason
yeah,
Schreier report before.
hey, spoiler alert, because you won't talk about the PlayStation Drive, but like God of War is delayed. Like,
Is it
took
really?
off- so they took it off the PlayStation Store. Is coming soon. It's no longer there.
Oh my god, I love it.
But
So
now
there-
they're still pulling the. Well, no, it's coming. We're like, you
Yeah.
took it off the store. Like it's
Yeah.
not there.
yeah, like, what do
You can
think
still
doing-
buy the game, but
Yeah.
like if you go into the PlayStation Store and you go to coming soon, God of War isn't there.
Yeah. See, and I
So
will
guess
say that
what?
that's
Guess
a little
what? It
different
ain't
for me.
coming.
That's not like a. Yeah, that's
Those are not
that's
rumors.
fine. Yeah.
But that I still, like I said, like there's rumors. There's like Reset Era, and then there's Jeff
Yeah.
Grubb. Jeff
Yeah.
Grubb to me is Elliot Freeman. I'm
Pretty
a hockey
amazing.
guy, so he's Elliot Freeman. So when he says
Yeah.
it, it's real.
Yeah.
And
Well, he
he's
said
never-
Forza Horizon. Dude, when he said Forza Horizon was coming, it's like, and it broke everybody's brain. Like, what are you talking about? That's not the way it's supposed to go.
Forza Motorsport's coming this year. He said it like 4 times.
He said it's coming this year.
October.
Oh no! See, you're like, I'm really like completely disconnected from Jeff Grubb. So my reactions to both these games, I need to explain. They're both Fantasy League related. So the PC, the Trophy Room boys, they picked Ragnarok, God of War.
That's
as
not
one of the
coming.
games, and so I didn't think it was coming either. And they also picked Forza Motorsport, but we counterpicked Motorsport. We think that it's not coming out, and that we wanted to lock them in.
Jeff Grubb seems to think it is.
But if it comes,
man.
dude, if that game comes out, it's going to be a 9 out of 10. It's going to be
But
9.
everything keeps getting delayed. Like Contraband just got delayed. Like every game is being delayed. Starfield is definitely coming.
Starfield's coming.
11/11. Gotham Knights is coming.
Yeah.
I think Starfield.
What about Hogwarts?
Hogwarts is coming. So we were talking about this, and I was trying to. Matt and I were discussing this. Okay, so if you're WB and you've got Gotham Knights coming out October 25th, the day before my birthday.
Yeah.
For everybody out there who wants to know what to get me for my birthday, mind you, I've already told DC Comics themselves to give me this game, so we'll see.
I like it. Yeah, I really wanted to make sure you didn't skip on past that mention.
No, I definitely told. I definitely tweet at DC Comics on a regular basis, like the actual DC Comics, like the Twitter. Like, I don't know who runs this. I have no clue who this person is. I just remind them every now and then, like just to let you know, you don't know who I am.
Start writing letters.
I'm a
My
Batman
name is
fan.
Corey Lalonde.
and my game that I'm most anticipating this year comes out the day before my birthday, and then you have Starfield 11/11. So if they said that Hogwarts is holiday. Are you really going to put I think Hogwarts of all the games can be put up against Starfield. And you know what?
Yeah.
I'm going to say this right now. Hogwarts sells more.
I don't know.
If you took out Game Pass, Hogwarts sells more.
That's an interesting, and I'm not saying like when I say I don't know,
this game is going to sell like a Call of Duty.
And
like it's going to sell.
It's one of those things.
Harry Potter.
I'm trying to it's like 8.5 million on one and 8.6 million on the other. Like I think it's
it will outsell Horizon. It will be one of the biggest sellers of the year.
Yeah. No, and I think both will be. Like, and that's my doubt.
Starfield's gonna be huge, but I'm saying
Are you saying like Hogwarts is gonna like crush it? Because that I have a hard time dealing with. But I think they're both gonna be in that conversation.
We're gonna be like Hogwarts sold what?
Yeah,
like it's going to be huge.
I think Battlefront is like that. I think people are surprised to hear how much Battlefront would be surprised to hear.
So we don't. Okay, so think about it. This holiday we have Jedi Fallen Order 2.
No, we don't. That's not coming. That's getting delayed too. That was their other pick. We counterpicked that one too.
Why do you counterpick things that people have said that are already coming?
Who said it's coming?
Schreier said it's coming.
That's not coming. And by the way, this was also in January that we do all these picks.
Fair enough.
Knowledge is a little bit different now, but I still even now I maintain, and I'm a stubborn son of a gun.
You will see, because whenever EA does their event, they're gonna. So on May 24th, you will find out whether you're wrong or not, because the release date's being announced.
Well,
so that's the thing. When
Bad Bit thinks it's May 4th. Actually, is when we'll find out.
May the 4th. Sorry, that's what I meant. May the 4th be with you. So that's the date they give us the trailer. No, Jeff Grubb's confirmed. We get the trailer that day.
Yeah,
and we get the release date that day. And he said we're going to be surprised at the release date, and they've been working on the game since the last one's gone. So 9 times out of 10, that means it's coming this year. And EA had nothing else slated for this year. I'm sorry, you're about to be wrong on that one.
Damn.
I think it's coming. I think that game is done.
I want to look. What the hell?
I think that game's done, man. And
the thing is, I'm being super cocky about this whole thing.
If not, EA is going to be smart after what happened with Battlefield. And they don't want, I think Harry Potter would outsell Jedi Fallen Order. So you don't want that game going against Harry Potter and
Star Wars
Starfield
versus Harry Potter and Starfield. My God.
It'd be too much.
Mutually assured destruction. Yeah. So get Star Wars out of there. That is the one.
Put it in January.
Exactly. Put it in January. Then I'm good. Then I'm great. Let it be a 9.5 out of 10.
December is the new hotness, right? So could you release it in December? That's where I think Harry Potter is going to drop. I think it's going to drop in December. I think they're going to let Starfield have its. Everybody's going to stay the F away from it. They're going to treat it like a Rockstar game, and which they should. And I think Harry Potter drops in December, so it still gets the Christmas.
It could. You're right,
and it gets its own thing because it's smart, because then WB's spacing it out, right? So they're giving Gotham Knights at the end of October, have the whole month of November, so they can have it Gotham Knights, and then drop Harry Potter at the very beginning of December.
Don't forget Call of Duty is going to be in there too.
I don't care.
I mean, it's just another one of those juggernaut kind of games.
Yeah, 100%. But the people that are, you still got, I still think that gives Batman, its own thing. Starfield, its own thing. God of War ain't coming out, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And then everything else is there. The God of War ain't coming. It ain't coming.
Yeah. And at a certain point, you got to go like, I just hope something. Like, regardless of fantasy, regardless of whatever else, like you kind of go, we don't need all of those things all at the same time. We don't need that.
If Jedi Fallen Order is coming, it better be coming in September, because otherwise I won't be able to play it until January.
Man, and that really would be, I would be surprised to hear it's that early. And I could see it even happening too.
I look at my list. So I've got Lego Star Wars. I get that in 2 weeks, and I am super excited for that game.
See, that's our Star Wars game of the year.
That looks so good.
Mm-hmm.
Like so good. Did you see that? The way they do oh my God. I'm so excited for that game. And then I've got Batman in October, and then like I've already mapped out
Wii Sports, man. Don't forget about Nintendo. Get Mario Strikers. We're gonna be playing that. You got to join the club.
No, but Wii Sports, I'm definitely getting. I'm so excited. That's next month. It's 2 weeks. That comes with the same
dude.
We
are in it. We are in Nintendo land right now. Today is Kirby as we're talking.
Yeah, I don't care.
See, you're living on Bobby's mission. Bobby hated Kirby. I couldn't even. I would bring it up and he'd say, "That is all. That's the end of the show."
I tried playing it on the. I played it on the Super Nintendo and all that. Kirby just doesn't. It don't move.
I get it. I'm not going to fight about Kirby.
It don't move mountains
I'm
for
not
me.
Fight anybody about Kirby.
I really like Mario 3D World and Link's Awakening. I'm playing the daylights out of those two games.
Yeah, man. Oh, we need a Link Between Worlds on Switch. Give it to me right now. I'm telling you, 3DS game.
So, or just give me the remake of the Super Nintendo. Like, come on now.
You have it on Nintendo Switch Online. Just play that. It holds up. Yeah. What a great title screen. Da, 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 da. It's so loud. It's just, what a great theme, man.
How is that not the Nintendo Drive?
Like, calm down, Nintendo.
So it's like your intros.
Yeah, basically that's why it resonates with me a lot. Like, you think you're in for just.
But yeah, like you look at the release windows, and I'm like, okay, Harry Potter makes sense to be in December.
Oh yeah, that's what we're talking about.
Yeah, and then everything.
Harry Potter just seems like it's like Star Wars in that way, that it's just like that's a Christmas time, that's a holiday time thing. Like that is for
it is.
Right? I originally like Black Friday day.
I originally thought they were released in September for the school season because the game starts in the school year, but that's not holiday. Or is that the holiday window? Can we stretch it?
That's a bit of a stretch for sure. Window?
I think it makes more sense to drop that in December. Give Batman, because they're both coming out from the same developer. So
wouldn't that be funny? Like it's like that's what sports games do. Like they drop when
EA does that.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
EA kills themselves, and Xbox just did it.
What do you mean?
Yeah, they only waited 2 weeks and dropped Halo 2 weeks after Forza.
Oh, sorry. I'm saying like the sports games align with like the start of the season. Wouldn't it be cool for
Xbox
Harry
has
Potter
only got 2 games? They got Redfall and they've got Starfield. That's it this year.
I know.
That's it.
I know.
Well, and Stalker 2. But Stalker 2's obviously might get delayed now because the game was being made.
Dude, that game is not coming out this year.
Especially what's going on where it's being made.
That's why I'm saying that. Yeah, that is. Don't count on it.
And that's supposed to be September, right? September, yeah.
Yeah, Xbox will have Top Gun DLC coming out for.
They'll have, but next year they're going to have Contraband, Avowed. Oh my God, it's going to be ridiculous.
Do you think Contraband is is that what they just said, or is that
next year? No, they've
I still don't even know what that is. Is that Avalanche? Is that the one?
Yeah,
Avalanche,
it looks like an Uncharted type thing.
I don't even know if I got to see. Maybe I'm thinking something else. Wasn't that the one that just had like it kind of like wandered a camera in a garage of some sort?
Yeah, but they're showing like all the things that you go like find and stuff like that. So I don't know. They got to make the Xbox doesn't have an Uncharted game. They need one.
I will never I'm in like I said, I'm in Nintendo land right now. I'll play Uncharted. I'm not going to be complaining if like games aren't coming out on Xbox.
I'm playing Game Pass, and right on my Xbox I'm playing Grand Theft Auto. Xbox is my third party machine, and
I gotta try
Xbox first
Tunic
party
too.
And then no, you don't.
And did you do Shredders too? I heard Shredders not very good.
Yeah, I was the one who texted you. I was like,
yeah. You were the first one, and then it like everything else kind of like followed through. Like, Court was right about this one. It seems
and Tunic is Dark Souls meets It's Zelda, and it's you know what? Don't do that to me. Don't make a game look like Zelda and then make me get the living daylights beat out of me.
I know.
What are you doing? Don't
don't
crush
know.
my dreams.
Does it have that title screen? Give me that's a fitting title.
So I do so Lego will be on the Xbox. PlayStation is only for first party for me.
Yeah.
And
I've always said that, and it justifies itself, and it always has. Nintendo and PlayStation have always justified themselves. If you get nothing but first party exclusives on those systems, you're probably still having a pretty good time, you know. And they just happen to also have other games that you can get too. But it's pretty remarkable because like Xbox would love to be there. If you 100%. Only bought, you know, first party games on Xbox.
I truly think in the next 3 years they'll be there.
Close. Yeah,
well, I think close. Starfield is the
they're the tipping point.
Once again, Jeff Grubb said this on Luke Lore's podcast, and it was kind of funny because Luke is so good at doing interviews. And I texted him, I was like, how did you let this go? He said this and you said nothing. You guys just all moved on. Yeah. He was like, what do you mean? I did a whole video on it. Jeff Grubb said this is the most important game Xbox has to Game Pass. And him and Luke just moved on from the comment. I'm like, what? How are you?
Starfield is the most important?
He said it's the most important thing to Xbox ever.
Yeah. Well, that's what
Game Pass.
Yeah.
That will make or break Game Pass, that game. This is about to be the biggest drop on Game Pass they've ever had. It's bigger than Halo.
Because it represents the $8 billion that they spent. Like this is sort
not
of
even
like,
that.
okay.
It's the first. It's the first time a game that was supposed to be on everything is now only on one thing.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. I mean, we haven't been fighting about that for so long. We moved on to Call of Duty and everything since then.
There's people that are PlayStation. They're going to buy that have played Bethesda games forever. This is the first one where they're like, guess what? That thing that you thought you were going to get, you ain't getting it no more.
This was slipping my mind earlier when we were talking about Hogwarts selling and Starfield selling.
I was thinking
Starfield's
going to sell consoles. It's going to sell. We think it's 25 million. We probably think it's 30 million.
Yeah.
It's either going to push Game Pass to this thing, even though those numbers out of GDC are just wow.
What did they say GDC?
You guys talked about it on the show how
just the engagement numbers.
Of the players.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
I thought you were suggesting they had another like subscriber milestone or something.
No, they didn't. They didn't do this milestones, but they gave out more in-depth information on what.
Yeah.
They were showing.
I thought they were up to like 20
or
30 million.
They showed the piece of the pie with like PlayStation, all the subscription services.
Yeah,
and Game Pass is dwarfing them.
Yeah,
they have 60% of the pie.
Yeah,
like it's crazy. So, Starfield.
Everybody likes a pie chart.
Starfield is going to make or break Game Pass.
I can't wait.
If this game is bad,
yeah.
It's not
See, and that's what I want. It's just sort of like, well, on to the next one.
So for PlayStation, for Spartacus, how Jason, sorry, I was supposed to say PlayStation, even though Sarah Bond let the cat out of the bag first.
I don't think that she did. I heard her say that, and people jumped on her for that. But like, they have subscriptions right now.
No, they even clarified she wasn't talking about that, but that's fine. She didn't. Yeah. All she did was let something out that had already been rumored and everybody was already talking about.
She just said we have our subscriptions and PlayStation has their subscriptions, and I was like, well, yeah, they do. They have PS Now. Like that's what I. That's how I.
She said subscription services, but that's fine.
Yeah, that's what I said. What did I say? That's what I said.
Yeah, but that's two different things. Subscription services, Game Pass, not Xbox Live and PlayStation Plus.
PlayStation Now is the current competitor to Game Pass. Like whether or not they're doing the same thing. That's what I'm saying.
Is it though?
I think it is. It's just they don't do the same thing, and I think it's going to be interesting. Like how they spin this new thing, this Spartacus thing, is like. Well, now is this Game Pass? It's like it still doesn't do the day one thing.
Well, no, but they can wait. They can wait for Starfield to come out and see how it does.
Yeah.
And if Starfield rocks it, then they're going to be like, okay. And here's what I think will happen. Yeah. 6 months they'll give us. They'll never. Sony's like Nintendo. They want their money.
Yeah.
And I get it. They will probably they'll probably tell us we'll get our bangers a year later. That's right, Bad Bet. I said bangers.
Yeah, some sort of
we're
vault
2 hours and 20 minutes in, Bad Bet. You are not listening anymore. That's fine.
Awesome. Dave just went, yes. He's stoked. My thing, I like we're recording. People won't hear this until after it's announced officially.
I think this is just my guess. I think they're gonna say they're not gonna even give us a timetable when we're gonna get the first party games, but like games like Miles Morales and all that, they're all gonna be there. Spider-Man will be there. It makes sense. PlayStation 5 games will be there, but you're not going to get day and date. Like Bloomberg article says it. I think they're going to wait a year to even get day and dates. To be a year later, the game will drop on their service.
So the value is just vault stuff. It's just that's the deal.
That's the deal, and they'll have the PlayStation Plus stuff, so you'll get some third party stuff that'll drop.
Yeah, and then, you'll see the same trajectory for PS Plus stuff.
They're going to do this announcement on this week.
Yeah,
and they're going to announce MLB The Show
as part of it, day and date. Yeah,
PlayStation Plus day and date.
I could see that. Yeah.
So I think they're going to do some stuff, but I think like the God of Wars of the world, they're not going to be there. And then if Starfield kills it, they just go, okay, fine, day and date.
Yeah.
Because if Starfield kills it and then Avowed kills it, they don't really. If Xbox starts knocking it out of the park like they did last year, because they did based on Metacritic scores.
Yeah.
And if they're day and dating and knocking it out of the park, and the PlayStation's not seeing that jump, they have no choice.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You gotta play,
which is so funny. It's like, why wouldn't you want
you
that?
play
like,
to
as
win
a
the
player,
game. You play to win the game.
To win the game. I'm 40. I'm a
play to win the
man.
game.
I'm mixing up classic press conference moments. Are we talking about practice?
I ain't talking about practice.
I ain't talking about practice. Oh my goodness gracious! I can't wait to see what happens though, man. And I really like my hope actually, and I don't know if this was part of the report because I didn't read. I just read headlines. You know what I'm saying? Ryan Turford, tell me the real deal with these stories.
Dude, honestly, I think it's the greatest thing on Xbox Drive when Ryan tells you news and you go, really?
Yeah.
And I'm just like, Jesus, I feel like, really? All right.
Mm-hmm.
You're out of touch. I'm out of touch, but I'm out of my head when I'm DMC. I'll stop. I didn't want to get it.
It's it's an original. That's the roots of the Xbox Drive. Dave Moore and I used to do that as well. Like I would be the one delivering news to him. He'd be like, I didn't know that. And I'm like, yeah, because I did the show notes back then.
Because the dynamic we have at Xbox A and PlayStation A, I research everything for us.
Mm-hmm.
So like I'm daily. I get up in the morning. My daughter gets up. I get up at like 6. I come in here in my office. I research for half an hour, and then I start my day every day. So I read all the news in video game world. I read all the Jeffy Grubb. I pretty much just look at Jeffy Grubb, Schreier, Nibel, and Cobell, or I can't.
Clobriel.
Clobriel, whatever. I look at what anything they say, and if they post an article, I'm like, all right, I'm in. Yeah, because they're always right. And then our good friend over at Xbox, she's awesome. She sends us stuff, which is great. Right? Here's the Xbox Newswire. I'm like, perfect. Yep. And we add it in. It's great stuff.
I was saying to Babbitt on an episode of the Console Wars, which is a Patreon exclusive. That
nice plug.
The secret to Sony
took you 2 hours and 24 minutes to plug one of your shows.
Oh, don't worry. I didn't right at the top, all over the place. We already thanked all the patrons and everything. It's all been done. A Harry Potter movie ago at this point. If they don't do day and date with like new games, like they really could still like win the day with here's just an ass ton of
what they can win the date is. And I said this to Babbitt, and he liked my tweet, so I think he agreed with me. You never know with that guy. I love him, but I just never know. He's an enigma. He's a riddle wrapped into an enigma. I had to Batman reference that bad boy. Yeah. If they can let me download PlayStation 3 games,
that's what I'm saying.
But no download, not stream.
That is what I'm saying. That's exactly it.
They as the one great movie quote, "You had me at hello." Yeah, you had me at hello.
Yeah, like that's what everybody's been and it's because of the value of that library on PlayStation. Like Xbox has done it. They've set the standard for how to do backwards compatibility, but PlayStation's back library is so great that they could do a shitty version of backwards compatibility and people would still be okay with it.
If they smart delivery these sons of guns and give us like the upgraded HDRs and stuff that Game Pass gives us.
That's what I'm saying.
I can play Infamous.
Yeah.
Better.
Yeah.
Oh, I would honestly that would.
But that's what I'm saying. And they won't. And it will still be okay.
I'll play Infamous 1 and I'll play Infamous 2. Like 100%.
Don't count on it though, is what I'm saying.
I know.
They won't do it, and they don't have to, because that library is so strong.
You can't always get what you want.
Bare minimum delivery. You can't always get.
I'm 90s referencing the living daylights out of the end of this. I've been rocking it out.
I like it. See, I actually get it.
Oh, I know.
It's that song from House. Okay, time to go to bed. Time for you to go, at least you to go to bed. I'm gonna go eat a donut. I think
Dude, you can't do that.
I'm gonna eat a donut.
Why?
Can't tell me what to do. I'm gonna eat it, especially because you told me not to.
No, I'm not telling you not to. You can do it. You're a grown man. I'm not telling you what to do.
Sounds like you're telling me what to do.
I wanted to have an off-air conversation. It's just I still see that red light. I know everything's recorded. That's why I'm like afraid. Because last time I said things I shouldn't. I got in trouble
On the show?
Yeah.
Okay, well we'll stop it here. You get to tell people where to find you on the internet.
Oh, now I'm saying I got in trouble. Doesn't matter. It's the end.
I can always just cut it back, before all this, and I'll tell people where to find you.
You can find me. Well, you could just cut out that part and put it back to here. You can find me at Xbox A on. I know it's not. It's so hard to cut, but I can see the cuts. Look, anyways, you can find me at Xbox A on YouTube, Xbox A, and PlayStation A, and then on Twitter you can find me at Court Lalonde. If you really want to, I tweet about Batman and my daughter and poo-poo jokes. I tweet about the Boston Bruins. We
didn't even talk about hockey tonight. Look at that.
Hey, buddy, we could talk
Next
about
time.
we still never done the hockey talk yet. We haven't even
Hockey
done the mental health. We almost went down the mental health path, and we just
kind of
skipped
skipped
away.
off of it.
I actually got in a better mood, and I appreciate it. I've been in a weird mood, and
Same.
I've had a smile on my face the whole time we've been talking. So
Same
it's been
here.
great.
Sometimes you can address it without, diving too deep into it.
I
This is a
needed
good way
this.
to
That's
deal
why
with
I
it.
was like,
Same.
I'm like, whatever. I'll stay
Yeah.
up all night doing this. I don't care.
I'm liking these Friday recordings. These Friday, Saturday. I did one with Andros on Saturday a little while ago, and it's just like, yeah, these can go, man. These can go places. I don't have to go to work tomorrow.
You almost did it with me. Remember?
Yeah. What, a Friday?
on that Saturday.
Yeah.
It was me. You were like, hey, what are you doing? Might need to do a show.
Oh yeah. Well, then you got you on now. So there you go.
Yeah,
I think I'm gonna do it. I think I'm gonna move my typical time. Monday is when I have been doing it, and it's kind of a dumb day to do it. It's probably the worst of all the days, actually.
Because mentally you're drained.
You're just like, you're back at work. You're like, like it's better to like this. This is a nice reward to it. I'll wake up tomorrow morning and I'll get Riley's ready. Riley from Walmart Canada.
Oh,
He's the
nice.
next episode. So I'll do the intro and I'll get
On
that
the
up
next
for people.
episode.
But at the last episode. For us, it's the next one, but for the listeners,
Yeah,
it's
but
the
you should
last
do
one.
it like Friday night. Like everybody
Yeah.
has like a drink and has
Yeah.
I'm
kinda liking it.
scotch. Friday night
Some people
scotch.
don't mind staying up late.
I don't
having a
do it
chinwag.
very. I don't do it very often. I said it's a boys' night. This is
Yeah.
my boys' night. I haven't had
There
one
you go.
forever.
There you go.
A non-alcoholic night.
Yeah. Well, tomorrow's your Scotchy night. Scotchy Scotch.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right,
Hopefully.
man. Well, thanks for this. This is fun.
Yeah. So we it's
And then I'll
ended
hit
now.
stop. Then I'll hit stop. Yeah, now. You're still here. Thank you guys so much for hanging out for the entire show. What do you think about this? 2 hours, 35 minutes. The show will close out somewhere around 2:40, something like that. I want to know what you guys think, because I know that there's a mix of what people prefer and what they can take, what they can handle, what they like in podcast land. There are some podcasts, I continue to see these podcasts come up 3 hours, 4 hours long, and they're some of the biggest podcasts on the planet, dude. So, and I like the space. Honestly, I like the ability to just like settle in, and not that it's going to create a weird thing. I got to say, I'm going to be in my own head here a little bit. It's going to create a weird thing where not all episodes can be 2 hours long, just for a variety of reasons. It just depends on a whole bunch of stuff. But I hope that people don't take it personally if I start to close things up at an hour instead of 2.5 hours. It just depends, man. And I hope you guys like it, though, because I'm going to be looking forward to this. I would say, like, if I know somebody quite well, then they'll be a little bit longer. Like, I've known Andros for a long time. I've known Court for a long time. Justin Mass and I surely could podcast for about 17 hours. Bobby Pauls and I, we should have... That's a regret. We should have done something where we kind of like we went after Kevin Smith's record of podcasting forever. Who cares if it's great? Let's just set a record, man. let's just go for what, quantity over quality, I guess. It's pretty good quality here too. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. As you know, we closed the show with a clip of Bobby Pauls, and shout out to Josh Stapleton
continuing to send in the clips. I want you guys to participate as well. There's a link in the show notes. It's also pinned on my Twitter. If you know of a clip that you, or just if you find one, if you've been watching some of this or listening to some of the stuff that Bobby is on, send in a clip. I'll give you a shout out. Josh Stapleton is continuing to power this segment at the very end of the show, which I think is exceptionally special, and I appreciate you very much, Josh, for this. This clip, one of the reasons that I'm so grateful for Josh on this one is because he found a clip from We the GamerCast, which aired on September 14th, 2020. And as I thought about him, like that was like 5-6 weeks before Bobby went into the hospital. It was 2020. I have to really think about time. Like it was 2020 when he went into the hospital. He passed away in early 2021, and it's been a year since that. So here's the beginning clip of that episode. You guys can go back. I really encourage you to listen to that episode as well of We the GamerCast with Bobby Pauls. Man, miss that guy. Miss him a lot. This was just the beginning of it, but I definitely encourage you to see where we went on that episode. I will see you next week. That is all.
I haven't had caffeine all day, man. I need to get a boost.
Well, we'll keep you around for like 3 hours. We're going to go on to, you're on Nintendo Dads now.
Yeah, I don't think so.
How do they do it? How do they do every week? Like I could understand like every once in a while, maybe you just kind of get a little carried away.
I guess it gets to that point where Justin Master just thinks he's the most important person in the world, and everybody wants to hear what he has to say.
Well, I do. I think he's up there.
There's Sean just kissing butt right now.
I like him. I've always liked Justin Masson.
I know.
Have you touched him? Have you ever met him? Have you shook his hand?
No.
No, I have.
No, that's a little creepy.
No,
you just came on.
No, we touched him. We touched each other. And Zach.
He told me one time that he almost came to Jersey once.
Yeah.
And he was going to try to arrange a meeting. But I was
like, so mafia. He's going to arrange a meeting.
But I was like, but airports don't work the way they used to work.
No.
You know, like there was a time that I could have gone down to the gates, met him, and then.
Oh, because he would have been like kind of flying through or something.
He would have been like kind of like a layover for like a couple hours.
Yeah.
But like
that was the same when I was in when we went to Rome. I had to stop at Atlanta. Like it was so weird because I went from Toronto to Atlanta and then back up to like Syracuse or whatever to New York. And I was hoping because I had the skateboard with me. I could have just dropped it off, but it was cheaper for me to like bring the skateboard with me, get into the U.S. and then ship it from there.
No, of course.
Remember, you helped me with that.
Yeah, it wasn't that much either. It was like $10.
It was way cheaper, dude. It would have been like $80 or $100 just to ship it from here. So I couldn't take that chance, man.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
I couldn't do it
at all.
Hey, you don't really drink too much. Like you don't drink alcohol. Exactly. Exactly. You're like, what do you mean?
That's not true. Typically, like on Saturday nights. Well, okay, that is true, but it's not true. Typically.